Hey there, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm very excited to be back at Atlanta Brick Co. for another updated tour of this fantastic Lego space here. I'm joined by Chris and Ed, and they're going to be showing us around the store, giving us a behind-the-scenes look at all their operations here. For those of you who watched our last tour here at Atlanta Brick Co., they've added a whole bunch of new stuff. There's all sorts of fun new things that we'll take a look at today. But before we do that, why don't we take a look at this right here, which is the fish tank, which is all updated in Star Wars theme now, right, Chris?
Yeah, this is the Battle of Hoth. Mark Erickson, who you might know, he just won Lego Masters.
We're recording this the day after the Lego Masters finale.
Yeah. He built this along with John Snyder, one of our employees, and it replaced the one that used to be in here. It was kind of a mix mash of Aqua Raiders and the Little Mermaid.
Is there some Atlantis in there before?
Yeah, there was the Atlantis was in there, and we just turned it into Star Wars because Star Wars is cool. I mean, it's what people come in for. It's probably one of our best sellers. So.
You got the Atlantis crystals still in there.
In fact, we have a TikTok channel that we posted a video clip of this for a second, and it got almost 1 million views on TikTok, and it's like, why?
It's a unique thing, you know. You can drop the coins in there, and now you got Star Wars, which people love that.
It is a lot of fun, and we have people that actually will come in, drop coins in here, and then leave, and not even look around the store. And we're a standalone building. We're not in a high traffic area, so they actually go out of their way to come in and drop their coins in here. Now, one thing we do with the coins is we go on mission trips every year and build houses, and we use those coins to help pay for those trips.
Awesome, yeah. So it goes to a good cause as well. That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, now we're gonna take a look at a lot of the incredible products that Atlanta Brick Co. has. Before we do that, though, one of the big updates since the last time we were here is you now sell some stuff online. So before we kind of dive into looking at all this stuff, how much of this is available online if people are watching at home and want to pick this up and maybe they can't make it to the store in person?
We've been able to get all of our minifigures online, which is tens of thousands of minifigures. We may have the best selection online that you can find. I don't know. It would be hard to judge that, but almost all of our minifigures are online. No sets are really online, but we're working on getting sets online. We also have a lot of bulk products online, so bulk plants, bulk heads, bulk legs, bulk minifigures, and bulk Lego, new and used, we have online now.
So parts and minifigures then is kind of the main category. So if as we're walking around showing stuff, if you see parts and minifigures that you like, you can hopefully pick it up online then. That's the goal.
100%.
Okay, awesome, yeah. So then we can dive in here. We can start with this room. I know we've got like the military cabinet here. I remember, I think a lot of this was here last time. Have you added any new brands or types of products in this?
We haven't added any new brands here. We still carry the Battle Brick product line. But we just have a lot more.
Okay.
And he's added some lines, to, some minifigures to his brand. So we do have a lot more sets available.
Gotcha.
This is one of our better sellers because Lego doesn't make anything military related on purpose. So that's where niche companies can come in and fill that gap.
No, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's why you see all these incredible companies doing great military products. You've got some regular Lego kits on top there as well.
Yeah,
the NES.
This is kind of spillover. It doesn't fit anywhere else. Where else are you going to put a massive Vestas wind turbine? So we needed a lot of space for that. The turnover, and that's one thing that's good to mention. The turnover on stuff in our store is pretty high. We're not trying to sit on it, we're trying to sell it. So everything usually lasts for about a month and then it's gone. And a lot of these sets are one-off things. So if you see it in this video, it might be gone by the time you come next time, but we might get another one. Or we might have something else that you might like.
Something else equally cool and exciting.
Yeah. We do ship a lot too, so people will call the store and we'll ship it all over the world to them.
Gotcha. We go into the Nexo arch now into this area. So right here you've got, is this kind of a public build area or is this stuff just for sale?
No, it's a table we're trying to sell. Yeah, these are older tables. I think it's about 20 years old. The Lego doesn't make these anymore. You put the Lego in the middle and then they have build stations on all sides and it comes with chairs. These are actually Lego chairs.
Official Lego chairs.
So we are trying to sell it, but it does get played with a lot. We kind of have our store set up in by theme. So we've got all your old classic themes in this room and all your Lego licensed products in this room, and then we get into unlicensed products, then we get into the licensed products. So,
and some custom builds here as well. We'll see quite a few of those.
That's John Snyder.
Yeah, John's one of our employees, and we just had Star Wars Day here at the store, so he built some Star Wars mocks and brought them in and to display them. This is a scene from The Mandalorian. We had a Mandalorian actor here, the Gecko, the guy standing over there beside Apollo Creed. He was actually here signing autographs. And here's another scene here from Solo, I think. And then we've got a Felucia scene over there.
The Lord of the Rings one is Joe's.
Yeah, Joe's another one of our employees. He built the Lord of the Rings Battle at the Black Gate.
That's a scene from the extended release, Return of the King, and that's the Mouth of Sauron. If you ever watch Lord of the Rings, that's the coolest scene ever.
Okay. Very cool. I'm glad he chose to build that out of Lego, but that's super cool that you can have the mocks on display as well. Does anyone ever come in and want to buy those?
All the time, yeah. I don't think they realize how expensive they would be. Though.
Yeah.
They're so detailed, they're so part intensive. You're looking at over $1,000 probably for those.
Did you ever see that scene?
I have not seen that scene, but now I'll look it up.
You need to look.
Yeah.
You need to watch it. I always wonder what that actor's doing today with all those teeth. Like, you have to see it. You have to see it first. Like, where are they now? They got to do a scene from.
That's true. We need an update from them.
This is our Brickheads cabinet here. All of our Brickheads that we get in. Sometimes we'll put them in different themes, like our Star Wars theme has a lot of Brickheads. But Brickheads are getting really collectible.
Are they? Okay. Because
yeah.
I know over the years that they've been out, you kind of hear different thoughts as far as from like AFOLs and what they think of them. And I know some of the characters seem to be received much better than others.
There's rumor that they're discontinuing the line. I don't think that's a good idea. They're very popular.
That rumor has been out there for years and years.
Yeah.
And they discontinue themes. I don't think they're making any of the licensed ones right now, but they're making their own.
Like holiday
IP
themed ones and stuff. Yeah, things like that.
Hopefully they bring them back. They are really popular, and we're seeing the prices appreciate a lot on them. And you just can't find them anymore. Mm-hmm. So there's entire Facebook groups dedicated to Brickheads. So there's a big following. Yeah, and then there's some sealed sets over here. This was the Go Brick Me, where you could make your own brickhead look just like you. That was pretty cool.
I remember when that came out. Yeah, that was very exciting.
And as we walk around the store, you'll see these stickers on a lot of things. That's our certified pre-owned Lego set sticker. That means we've gone through all the parts, inventoried it, cleaned it, and sorted it by color so that it's like new when you buy it. So probably about half of our sets in here are going to be certified pre-owned.
And one thing that you mentioned earlier that is new since the last time we were here is all these glass shells at the top right. So just as we walk around, if people notice that's all a relatively recent addition.
It's all new, yeah. I don't think people realize, especially when they're getting into it, how much space Lego takes up. Mm-hmm. It just takes up so much space. And everybody that comes in here, they're like, wow, you guys must be doing really well. You keep growing. And it's like, well,
you have to.
If we were doing really well, we wouldn't grow. We'd have the stuff would be sold, and we wouldn't have it anymore, right? So.
No, I think that's why Atlanta Brick Co. is so unique, is that you've got to have all this space to have all this product on display, and that's a really difficult thing to do. And that's why it's so cool that you guys offer this for someone to walk in and just walk through all of these different rooms, which you're just expanding more and more. It's like a whole complex here now.
It is, and it's like a museum, too, that you can, except you can see what you look at. Imagine being able to go to the Smithsonian and seeing price tags on things. Exactly. I mean, that would be cool, right?
Yes,
that's
sure.
what this is.
You got some more custom builds here, right? Like some modulars.
Yeah, these modulars came in. We buy, sell, and trade. So somebody sold us these modulars. These are modulars that you can actually buy the instructions for online from professional model makers. I think a lot of these came from Europe. And he bought the instructions. He sourced all the parts himself on Bricklink. He put them together. And I mean, he's got thousands of dollars into each modular. They're very detailed. They're beautiful.
Finding the bricks are the challenge for these modulars.
Sourcing all the pieces.
We got a Chili's over here. That's really cool.
Yes, you got to get the restaurants in there, the recognizable stuff. You need a Chick-fil-A. Do you have a Chick-fil-A? That's what you've got.
We have one in our city over there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. There
Have
you
to
go.
have Chick-fil-A.
Right, I mean,
Yeah.
you got to
Big
represent.
chicken from Marietta. We had
Yeah.
one of our guys build it.
And then you've got, so in addition to a lot of these, like open built sets, you've got all these boxes that just have the sets in them. Or these are all used sets, right? But you've boxed them back up?
Some are used.
Some-
This is new.
Yeah.
Okay, so some are still
Hard to
sealed.
find.
Half of these are going to be brand new sealed sets.
Gotcha.
This is new. No.
That's brand new sealed right there. So with this one, for instance, we've got a brand new sealed one, and then we've got a certified pre-owned one.
Gotcha.
And this one's $139, brand new sealed. This one's $89.99, certified pre-owned. So it's great to have that option.
Right. If you just want the set,
And
why
then
not?
we've got a used one hanging from the fan up there.
Oh, that's true.
And you could buy that one too.
See, how cool is it to come in and buy a Lego set that you didn't have the opportunity to get? Maybe you were too young, you missed out on it, and now you have the opportunity to buy this set, open it up, and get the experience of building a new set that's pre-owned. And it's great to be able to do that.
Especially Castle, because we haven't had a good Castle theme in so long, and it's still
overdue.
upsetting to me. I wish we could get
They're
something.
overdue to make another castle line.
Yeah, you can go into any store now and buy Lego sets. Michael's, Joanne Fabrics has Lego, So seeing new sets is cool, but everybody has them. This is the kind of stuff I love. That's one of the old Agents 2.0
Yes, Agents
sets.
is such a cool theme.
You've got Dr. Inferno driving the robot mech. I mean, what's that remind you of? The Emmett's mech from the Lego movie. That's probably almost like the exact box art they used for the Lego movie sets. So, and we actually have two of those sets. Again, we've got one sealed new and then one certified pre-owned. 120 versus 100.
Yeah, so that's a great look at kind of the variety of products you have there. I'm noticing in this cabinet over here, I've always got to give a shout out to Western, my all-time favorite theme whenever I see it here. So it's good to see you've got a nice selection of the sets as well as tons of minifigures on display there as well that people can buy.
They're hard to keep in stock, the Western themes. They go quick. I'm surprised we still have that one.
You can see it represented so nicely here. The 90s were such a golden era of these historical themes with Pirates and Imperial and Western. You had ninja stuff as well.
Yeah.
So many the Islander stuff. So many cool themes from that era. That was what I grew up playing with, and I love it still.
And then what I really like about it is they made so many common characters and they put them in all the same sets, right? But then you get really rare one-off figures like Chief Achu there from the Adventurers line that is just really unique. He's got a printed cape and his headdress and everything.
Yeah, no, they were doing some cool printed parts and everything even back then. Some of the older space stuff as well up there.
The Pirates theme, the classic pirate stuff, is getting extremely popular over the past year. Because people are getting back into the Lego they had when they were a kid, and of course those were pirates, but also because of the Barracuda Bay set.
Oh, that's
You know,
true.
you
That
get-
idea set, yeah.
That and the Creator Pirate set has gotten people back into the pirate sets, and I'm sure we're going to see the same thing now with Castle. Now that the Creator Castle is out, the Blacksmith Shop came out. Speaking of the Blacksmith Shop, we have both the original Blacksmith Shops that came before that. There's the original one in the box there from the late 80s, early 90s. And then this is the blacksmith shop that was designed by Daniel Siskins,
Yes,
the
yeah.
owner of Brickmania.
Exactly, yeah.
That was one of the first Lego Ideas style sets.
We just had the 20th anniversary, I think was last year or something, I think, for the design of that set. And yeah, it was
Oh,
kind
wow.
of the
Cool.
original fan design set with Lego, which is super cool.
We have a lot of Lego Castle in stock right now. We try to keep it well stocked because it sells really well. Somebody will come in and they'll just buy all of them at one time. So then we'll go buy a big collection and we'll inventory those sets and get them out.
That's an interesting point you were making earlier about the waves of what's popular based on the adults that have grown up in their childhood Lego. So I'm sure you guys kind of track that in the store and you can see, oh, well, this generation has come to age now and they're buying this stuff from their childhood. That's interesting to track that.
Well, wait till we start talking about Bionicle,
It's true.
which is now back.
Yeah.
It's in a big way. This is the Dark Forest set right here, one of the Dark Forest sets. These are really rare. I think that minifigure that's on the top there with the sleeveless shirt is up to like $60 just for that one minifigure.
The Forest Men stuff is always so
Yeah.
cool.
Those were pretty rare sets to find.
There
We
go.
do have a lot of classic space. Classic space has spilled over to this cabinet here. Classic space, again, is so popular. They don't really have a whole lot of classic space sets coming out, except that battle pack they just had come out a couple years ago. And I think that, very similar to Barracuda Bay, kind of re-inspired a lot of people to get back into space.
So does most of what you have on display, is there quite a bit of turnover? It's the popular stuff, or is there some of the stuff that will sit there for a while and then you've got to just kind of replace it with other things?
No, like we were saying, we price things to sell. We price things off of Bricklink, and we do use Amazon as a guide. Amazon's the high price, so we never want to be more than Amazon. Usually we're about 50% off of the Amazon price, if Amazon even has it. A lot of times they don't have this old stuff. Usually we'll just go off of Bricklink, but it's always safe to stay way below Amazon. So
I'm here on the weekends, and I have to keep checking when someone calls to see if we still have something in stock, because I'll see it one weekend, I'll come back the next weekend, and it'll be gone.
Yeah, you just cycle through stuff really quickly. But that's good for you guys, you know? Like you said, it takes up a lot of space, so I'm glad you can move through it.
We price things to sell, they usually last about a month.
Okay.
Unless it's really popular and then it's out the door.
That's why you can't be a collector and have a store. You just can't do it.
I'm sure it's a struggle.
Like this shelf right here is kind of a mix of all these older themed sets, and it's just a gold mine of sets. And what's beautiful about it is they're just, when you're buying it, you're getting every single piece. You're getting the instructions. You can see it. See, there's the Yeti. There's Pippin, I think was her name.
That sounds right.
From the Adventures line. And look at that the pack of trading cards there is sealed in its original package.
Yes, I'd forgotten about those, but I remember, I think I have some of those at home from those kits when I was younger.
So you're getting everything there all in one package, and you can see it, touch it, and that's what people really like.
That's what it looks like in our box sets that have the tags on them. That's how they're packaged, and it's like they had bought a new set.
Right.
And then we are getting over here to our space case.
So some of these, I'm looking at like stuff piled on top of each other here. It's like, wow. It just shows how much you have that you're trying to put on display. And there's just so many things to display.
So this drives me crazy. We have a lot of teenage boys that work here, and I teach them a lot about business and sales, and we see them grow. We see them, usually we have them employed through college. So unless they go off to college, but then they'll come back and they'll work in the summertime. And they go from not knowing anything about work or display or marketing to being the next Mark Erickson.
Yeah.
And one of my rules is you're never to put a set on top of another set.
I think we need to have a team meeting here.
It drives me crazy. I was looking at that this morning and I was like, I know who did that. I'm gonna have to get on it.
Started playing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, we'll leave that to you then. But that is something you were mentioning before we started the video here. I think since last time, you really expanded just the number of employees and people that are working. So how many people do you have working kind of in total now here?
We have about, between paid employees is about 30, but there are a lot of part-time employees. And then we've got about a group of about 10 volunteers that do a lot as well. A lot of our employees now are working on the back end, processing Lego to get it online for sale.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see some more of those operations later, but that's great that you were able to bring in so many people. I'm sure a lot of those people are Lego fans themselves, so they probably enjoy having the opportunity to get paid to work with all of this stuff.
Yeah. That was the only way we've been able to survive the past 2 years is selling online.
Gotcha.
So it was a real blessing that we were able to get online and sell stuff. So.
Well, lots more vehicles stacked. We'll get that taken care of at some point.
Yeah. So what we try to do is keep all the themed figures in the same case as the vehicles. So this is your city themed figures, and the city figures are generally cheaper and less unique.
Less sought after in general,
Yeah, less sought after. But there are some neat ones, like this police minifigure down here is a light-up figure, kind of like the Star Wars light-up guys.
Yeah.
He came out the same year, I think it was 2010. And if you press down on his head, his flashlight lights up. That's pretty unique.
The city stuff comes in a lot. It goes out a lot too, but it's a very popular line with children, and they'll come in and they'll trade their old stuff for new stuff.
Right.
They like to do that, so we do get a lot of that stuff in, and I can see the kids having trouble putting them out, finding room, finding space.
Yeah, Lego.
As you see the other themes when we get over to them, it's a little bit more organized.
Lego just makes so much city stuff, so I'm sure it's just a torrential.
This is a beautiful set right here. The model team Mack truck, very, very popular set. But stuff like this just gets lost up here on the shelves. So believe it or not, we are looking for somehow finding more space in the store to put things so you can see them a little bit better. There's one of the old remote control cars. And if you look up there, we've got one of the old Snap sets, which was not really Lego compatible, which was it broke one of their golden rules,
It didn't work with the brick system.
Yeah.
It can be confused for other things sometimes.
I bet a lot of people would throw it away
Yeah,
if
throw
they
it away.
found it, but that would be okay if they did, because it really is not worth anything either. Yeah.
It's not flying off the
loss.
shelves.
Just because it's Lego and old doesn't mean it's worth much. So.
Tons of like city vehicles, planes here. So this is just kind of like populate your city.
We dedicated 3 cases to the city because it's so popular. It moves in and out. It's constantly in flux, but yeah, it comes in a lot.
What's neat about City is you've got a span of like 60 years worth of Lego sets. So you could have a set that's 2 years old in here next to a set that your grandfather might have played with, and you can still use them together. So this set right here is from the 80s or 90s. It's an old electric set, and we wrote on the price tag, works, because we tested it out and it still works. It's kind of surprising that it would even work, so.
It's a sports set with the hockey player is a unique thing. I remember those.
Yeah.
It comes with like a sticker sheet as well there.
What was so cool about those is it's actually a licensed product through the NHL, and they gave you a sticker sheet with every single NHL's team logo so that you could put them on your guy and make him play for any team you want. So that's really unique, and that's the kind of thing that this is a sealed box. This is the kind of thing you want to get new so that you've got all these new stickers in it. So that's pretty neat. Yeah.
Some submarine stuff up top there. Just everything you could want to populate your city right here. Very impressive.
Yeah. And then if you turn around and look at the shelves, this is where we have a problem right here with a grandmother coming in to buy their grandson, a Lego set for his birthday, right? And they pick up this really collectible box, the only set they pick up. Now, this was a bad example. This is only $10. But it might be a Star Wars set that's like $100. And they're like, oh, this store is too expensive, So it's kind of hard to explain to customers the value of Lego and over the years how much it can appreciate in value. Not all sets do that. A lot of the city sets don't appreciate as much as the other sets. But there are exceptions to that rule. One of them we just saw go up in value was the jungle sets have gone up in value a lot.
Those were super cool sets. I mean, you look at that, you've got like the wrecked plane there. There's so much kind of story that takes place within that set. For your typical city type line, I think that's really neat.
Yeah, a lot of unique parts too. So if you're going to get one of these used, chances are you're going to be missing something. Guaranteed the big cat is going to be missing. And then you've got gold frogs and a lot of neat stuff in these sets that are very rare. Here's one. Okay, this is for anybody wanting to invest in Lego. I believe this is still a retail price set. This is going to be worth something in the future because you've got the anglerfish in there. And that,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Lego's going to make that anglerfish again. Plus, it's a licensed set supporting National Geographic's Explorers. So,
with the massive amount of inventory that you have, like here on display and in the basement and everything, do you ever encounter something that you did like forgot you had or hadn't tracked it over the years and realize, wow, this is worth like a crazy amount now?
all the time. Unfortunately, it's when somebody buys it that we find that out. So a really good example of that is the old Power Functions line. They just discontinued that, and we had like 50 Power Functions motors, the medium motor, and we were selling them for retail price. It might have been $10, and we had so many that we put them on our website. Well, they sold out in like a week, and I went to restock them, and I looked at the price, and they're like $50 now for Power Functions motors, and it's like, holy cow, that should tell Lego something. Lego should be looking at that aftermarket to see how much people really like those older motors, you know?
Yeah.
Because the newer the powered up stuff is Bluetooth. And some people don't like more technology.
No, there's definitely some
yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing how much the prices can fluctuate and like skyrocket in certain things in a small amount of time.
Yeah. This is our board game section here, which are still really popular. Somebody just bought one yesterday. Lego did a really good job when they were making these board games. They are all very creative and very fun.
The funny thing is, yeah, you never hear anybody, at least within like AFOL community, talk about these. It's almost like a totally forgotten thing. The only thing you ever see is these dice pieces, so some AFOLs have used those in super creative ways in their builds, but besides that, you never see anything about these. But yeah, there's definitely some neat, the pieces in particular were really cool. I remember there was one, it was this one back here, that Frog Rush just had like tons of frogs in different colors. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you wanted frogs for a build, it was a great set.
When these things would go on clearance back in the day, a lot of people buy them and part them out.
Now, Lego has been making board games for a long time. Their Creationary game is a very popular one. We sell that a lot. This one is one of the older ones. They made adventures, board games.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
Yeah, that's one of the older ones. Actually, that's Jack Stone. That's probably why you haven't seen it before.
It's true.
That was Lego's old Juniors line.
Looks like we made our way to Bionicle now.
Yeah, Bionicle. This could be in a whole nother store. This does not have to be in our store. I like Bionicle a lot, and it is part of, it is compatible with Lego. But the people who come in and buy Bionicle are not necessarily Lego system fans. So they'll come in, they'll look at our Bionicle section, they'll buy something and then leave, which is very interesting. And a lot of your Bionicle fans now are in their late 20s, early 30s because they played with it when they were younger. And it's really interesting how popular they are now, and they know all of their names. And I couldn't tell you. I know a couple of them.
You don't know the lore, the backstory.
I've watched the movies because they are good movies, but it's hard to remember it all. So our Bionicles actually sell as well as anything else in the store. And we've got a pretty awesome selection of Bionicle right now as well. We've got some Bionicle fans that work for us, and we call one of them the Professor.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of fans out there. That's why it was so surprising when the recent run of Bricklink sets that they did, that the Bionicle set didn't make it through in production. So I was surprised with all of the hardcore Bionicle fans out there that didn't make it.
This is some individual masks that we're selling here, but the masks, in a lot of cases, can be real treasure troves in a Lego collection. So that's something that we always like to pull out, is that chrome mask we just found in a bulk lot of Lego, and that's just an absolute treasure. It's a $50 mask. This mask over here is a trans clear, I don't know how to pronounce that, cacao mask.
It's close enough.
And it's a $70 mask. So that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
The masks are getting very collectible.
One thing I really like you have here is a couple of like store displays. I've always thought someday I want to get one of those for like putting the Beyond the Brick studio in the background. I've never been able to pick one up. When our Toys R Us shut down, we tried to go in and see if they would sell any to us, but they wouldn't.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those are always super cool to look at.
These are sealed Bionicle sets. The boxes aren't in the best condition, but they are brand new sealed sets.
Yeah.
And then this is one of the ones that had the Bionicle minifigures in it, which are kind of cool.
Got these weapons hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, those are, I love those. Those are foam weapons they used to sell.
Oh, this is a good time to mention some of these kits over here. What are those from?
So those are our own kits that we have started making. We've made the Daleks for quite a few years from Doctor Who, before Lego came out with the Doctor Who set. And so we used to sell a ton of them. Then Lego came out with them, and we stopped selling them. And then they discontinued them. Now we're selling them
Oh,
again.
there you go.
Same thing with the Pokeball. We've had that for years. We have the railroad crossing track because Lego does not make the cross track for railroad setups. So that's a way to build it. It's very part intensive. There's like 50 parts in there, but. And we've got the Stranger Things Demigorgon kit, and they film Stranger Things right here in Newnan, so it's kind of neat that we have Stranger Things products.
Yeah,
for sale.
I'm sure you get some fans coming into the store.
In fact, Mark last year saw 11 across the street at Publix checking out. And he didn't invite her over to the store.
Oh,
he was
boy.
too nervous, he said. Yeah. And then we have a lot of products that are inspired by what Mark and Steven did on Lego Masters, such as the gnomes. Those are, and the Shroomkin trades mushrooms with the gnomes.
That was from the Floating Island
That was
build,
from the Floating
right?
Island, yeah. That's a very unique style of building buildable characters that you saw them do in almost every episode. They did it the very first episode with the Vikings, and I felt like, you know, to get off subject a little bit, but with Lego Masters, that is one thing that set them apart, is that they really never used a minifigure in their build unless it was part of the rules. Mm-hmm. So.
And even is that Mark himself down there?
That's Mark's custom minifigure, yeah, with Mark's autograph on it.
There you go. So you can come in, for fans of Lego Masters, or if you want the autographed one of the winner, then you can come in and you can pick that up.
So Mark is, at the time of this airing, Mark works during the week. During the week is when we get all of our stuff done around here. That's when I work, and then on weekends it's when Ed works.
And nothing gets done.
And the only thing we do is make money. That's the only day of the week that we're busy, is Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
During the week, we're kind of slow, and that's when we get all our work done, our Lego sets processed and inventoried. And Mark is working right now pretty much every day of the week.
Before Mark gets too famous and leaves the store, you got to come in.
Exactly. Yeah.
We get a lot
You
of
might want to
trades
call
in.
ahead, just to make sure.
The weekend
So.
we get a lot of trades in, so we'll fill up. We'll show you later. We'll fill up this table of all the trades that come in and all the things that we buy, and then Monday, Chris and the crew have to go through all that stuff and get it out and sort it and do whatever with it.
It's kind of funny that people will be here. Of course, everybody talks about Lego Masters, and they're like, "Hey, have you seen that show Lego Masters on TV?" It's like, yeah, we watch it, we love it. And they're like, "Yeah, it's awesome, yeah." And in fact, Mark is right here. Mark, who's that? Mark from Lego Masters? What? He works here? Are you kidding me? So it's really neat to be able to get to see a star when you go out of your way to come to a toy store. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're trying to make Ed into a star. So
yes.
You can come on a weekend, and we have Ed's minifigure available. He's right beside Mark's.
When Mark
same
and Steven
price.
first started with us 6 years ago, I told them, "You guys will never mount to anything. You guys can't even put a light bulb in." And look at them now.
Wow, I'm glad you're such a supportive boss.
I'm just kidding. They were great. We love them.
You're gonna need to work on your public persona if you want to
Right.
become that big star.
I can't help it.
You got some nice display cases here. I think we'll see these in a few different spots around the store, and you kind of display sets in there.
Yeah, these were actually built for Lego by a company called the Brick Case, and they're based out of Atlanta. What's neat about being in Atlanta, we've got a lot of Lego-related businesses here. Eclipse Graphics is here, is very popular custom printer. Battle Brick Military is here. Bricker Belt Builds is here. And then, of course, the Brick Case is here
It's
as well.
neat, yeah. It's kind of this hub, but there aren't a lot of Lego shows around this area necessarily.
No.
But there are a lot of these companies.
There is a hub of offshoot stores like us.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
The Mixel stuff. You don't hear about Mixels as much anymore. I know. I mean, they were very popular when they were out, and I think people still use the pieces a lot.
Yeah, they're very expensive too, because they're unique. You got a lot of good pieces, but people love the characters. They're just so cool. This guy right here with that plant piece on his head, that plant piece is $10.
Wow!
And it's the only set that came in. And again, that's Cartoon Network. That's here in Atlanta as well.
Oh, gotcha.
So actually, at their studio up in Atlanta, they were selling the Mixels Lego sets.
Very cool.
So.
We got some, is this Chima next to that?
Yeah,
how popular is Chima? Because I know that was the theme that AFOLs really did not buy too much of, but I was never sure with kids how much they were doing it.
Well, the case looks good. You see we got the the banner up here and everything.
I'm
the 3D,
surprised.
that
Some
probably
kids-
came from Toys R Us.
Some kids do buy it.
Do they?
The mammoth one is popular. Once it comes in, it goes out. Some of the Chima is pretty popular. These we sell a lot of.
The lion tank thing?
Yeah, but there were some of the ones like the wolf thingy over here. There was another set like that the build is horrible and it's just not really, conducive to playing. But kids mostly buy the Chima stuff.
So we have an adult customer, and we call him the Wolf Commander.
Oh, okay.
And he has an army of about 500 of the wolves.
Oh, wow.
And he always comes in and he buys them. And in fact, he buys the battle packs, which we just put some out yesterday.
He's 1 in 1,000.
They might have put them on the shelf, but the Chima is just so unique parts that I priced that set yesterday. We just got that in, the Legend Beast back there, and it was like $40 to $50. And that was like it had a clearance sticker. The guy who traded it in, it had a clearance sticker of $2.50.
Oh my.
So I'm seeing the prices of Chima start to go up because you can't get it anymore.
Well, customizers can't really use a lot of those parts too. And they're unique all in their own, the Chima stuff, so that you block that market.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you've got, was this Hidden Side buses down there?
Yeah, Hidden Side is starting to creep their way because stuff comes and goes a lot. We have a lot of overflow into cases, and in fact, the last time you guys were here, I think we probably had 2 shelves of the Chima minifigures, and we're down to 1. But the Chima case is slowly getting taken over by Hidden Side and anything else that you see. The school bus obviously is at the point right now where it's the cheapest it'll ever be because we have like 4 of them, 4, 5,
wow.
6
There's a
school
Fiat.
buses.
We got a Fiat.
But then next year at this time, you're not going to be able to buy a school bus, and the price is going to go up on it.
Come in and get it while you can.
Kind of the way things work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody wants it when you can't find it.
Now we do have Ninjago and the Hidden Side sets over here. And this is the Overwatch stuff, which I'm not surprised. We're starting to see the prices start to go back up on those. Lego discontinued them, and you saw them on clearance, and now the prices are starting to go back up just because they're so cool.
Yeah, they are cool. I don't know. It seemed like it was a miss for Lego, though. Something about the timing of the theme just didn't seem to sell well for them.
Yeah, and maybe they didn't advertise it to the right group. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Speed Champions, which are so hard to keep in stock. I don't know if you've ever built a Speed Champion
I have
set.
not, actually. So I'm not much of like a car person, so that sets don't typically appeal to me, so I've never really done much with them.
Out, man.
Should I do more with it?
Yeah.
These transcend the kid and adult genres.
Okay.
So kids love them, and adults love them. I mean, they're very accurate replicas of the real thing. Plus, they're licensed products. The minifigures have the car licenses on them. And the first series that came out, we knew they were going to be expensive, and now they are. They're like $60, $70 for the sealed ones.
Okay, you guys have convinced me. I'll give it more of a shot in the future at some point.
I'm a gearhead, so for me the classic cars are just amazing. When they made the Creator Mustang, I'm still in awe. That thing is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a bunch of these open in a case over here. It's hard to keep things together, and we did the best we can. This is Ninjago here. Ninjago is so popular.
Yeah, I mean it's been popular for what, 10 years now? I mean
Yeah.
it's just a crazy how long that theme
I'm
has
sure
been running.
you remember when they were talking about discontinuing.
They actually did.
Back in 2013
They actually did.
or 14. Yeah.
They quit for a year, and then it was so popular they did a reboot. and then they brought them back online.
And it's been around so long that the original fans are now adults, and there's a lot of adult Ninjago fans.
Yeah,
So.
and it's had, I mean, you had the movie, it's had the TV show, which has been massively popular. I think the movie actually didn't do very well, but the TV show was massively popular.
I couldn't believe it when they canceled it, when they discontinued it. I thought, why? It's doing so well. It's because when I was selling online, it was one of my #1 sellers, and I guess they finally realized that too, and they brought it back.
It's been around so long that they've got the Legacy Collection out where they're coming back out with sets that they originally had.
Oh, that's like what Lego did sort of in the 90s with re-releasing some of that stuff. Yeah, I guess they'll do that occasionally.
The green box stuff is the best they've ever had. The Dragon one and the Sonic Raider, those are some of the best sets they ever came out with. And then later on in the years, you'll see them redo a Sonic Raider, or they'll do different dragons, but those were, to me, those were the best years.
Yeah, and that doesn't even take into account like the Ninjago City of the Gardens, like those incredible large-scale sets that just, I mean, some of the most detailed, colorful builds that Lego's ever done. Really amazing stuff.
The Ninjago City is up to $1,000.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, when the first time I ever built that set, I was like, this is incredible. I think this is going
The detail is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got our Ninjago case. These two cases are Ninjago, and these. Lego's coming out with so much Ninjago that it's hard to keep up with the minifigures and keep expanding shelves for the minifigures. The Oni masks have gotten expensive. This guy's $180.
Whoa!
That's big part of that is the mask that he has on.
It's crazy, yeah. There's so many like minifigures and things that are released, and it's impossible to keep track of it all. So like things will skyrocket in price like that, and all of a sudden you're like, that's amazing.
It's that collector market, and what's sad is children want it. They play with the Ninjago. That's a kid's theme, and they'll come in here wanting that, and it's untouchable for a lot of kids, and it's sad.
But the majority of the figures are $5.99 and stuff. It's just you really notice the really expensive ones.
Yeah, there's still lots of things that are affordable there.
Yeah. So Ninjago's fun, and I love that Lego was able to create their own IP and have it so successful. I'd like to see them do more with it, like cross it over into other themes. It'd be really neat.
You had some open sets up top here, some fantastic stuff on display there as well. Yeah, snow speeder.
Sometimes you just don't have room to put things, and then room clears up. That snow speeder should probably be in the Star Wars section. I mean, it's kind of a big deal, right?
Right.
It's hard to see from up there.
Yeah.
That's a 4x4 crawler remote control car. It's just super cool, and it works really well. The bucket wheel excavator. You've got things. The golden mech from Exoforce, which is pretty sweet. And then is that the Black Seas Barracuda?
I think so, yeah. I believe that is.
We actually have 2 of those right now. Every now and then we'll organize and put all our pirate ships together on one shelf, and then a month later they're gone, and then they end up all over the store again. So we keep our Christmas stuff over here. It's really hard to keep in stock. We just had a whole bunch of older Christmas sets in their original boxes, and they're all gone now.
Oh, I think the Brick Fair mug is for sale there.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten a number of those over the years as well.
Well, my father-in-law helps me out at the Lego conventions that we go to, and he gets the Brick Fair polo shirts.
Oh, okay.
And he wears them all the time. And it's funny seeing him out and about shopping. He wears them to church.
It's Brick Fair. That's great.
And we get the Brick Fair puzzles, too, as free gifts when we go to the shows. And we bring them back, and they sell really well, surprisingly, because it's not Lego. It's a puzzle, you know. And these are the Speed Champions we were talking about that are in the case. And we sell these every day. They're so popular.
Someday I'll get more into the Lego car stuff. You know, right now we just send it to our contributors to make videos on normally. But
what is nice is that they're small and they don't take up as much space.
It's true.
And you can make something look like a car showroom pretty easily. This is our Technic case here, and of course we've got a little bit of Exoforce, because where else are you going to put such a cool random theme? There's the Exoforce figures there. They've got that old Nightwing hair, the black
I've always thought of Exoforce as a very much underrated theme. I think the story was super cool, and then a lot of the kits that they made then was just really super fun to play with. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, in fact, they were probably ahead of their time because anime is a lot more popular now than it was. When they came out with that, that was like 12 to 15 years
Right,
ago.
exactly, and
So,
an original,
yeah.
Lego property like that, which obviously we have Ninjago now, so everyone's kind of used to that. But back when that came out, it was very unique. The big crane here, Mystic case. That's a interesting box. The freestyle up there.
Yeah. And then architecture. Lego is coming out with so much architecture sets, and because they'll discontinue them after 2 years because I think that's considered a licensed theme, and they're geared towards adults. The prices just skyrocket. So we've got some great architecture sets.
I absolutely love these sets. A lot of my favorite sets from Lego are the architecture sets. Obviously, in the travels John and I have done to Lego events around the world, we visit a lot of these places. So then the fact that you can pick up, Trevi Fountain there from Rome, or any of the other number of famous landmarks, Falling Water, the iconic Frank Lloyd Wright design, all sorts of incredible stuff you can visit around the world and then pick up a Lego set. I love that.
What better way to remember and have a souvenir of something to build it in Lego? And in fact, I see that when I travel places and I see something, or if I see a movie that I like, the first thing I think about is, how could I build that out of Lego? Oh yeah, I forgot I don't have time. I'm too busy selling it.
Those things are massive. The Coliseum.
Yes, they are. It's so cool. That's what I built last year on our 24-hour charity live stream. The whole time was the Coliseum build. Now it's in the studio at home. I love it. You even got some of these exclusive, the employee minifigs here.
Yeah,
So-
these employee sig figs are really neat. Some people have given us their sig fig, in which case we're not allowed to turn around and sell them. I've got my own personal collection of them, but we pull these out of Lego collections.
Really?
And a lot of my employees don't understand how expensive or special they are, and they'll throw them in with the random city figures. And then I have a rule. I have to go through all of the city figures before anybody's allowed to sell them, because we put the city figures in with our bulk Lego that we sell online. And I'm sure some have slipped through the cracks, but
Somebody gets like a Tormid torso and they're like, wow.
yeah, we've got some rare ones here. I've got Tormid's sig fig in my own personal collection.
Yeah, very cool.
And then this was a rare one here, I think, Yunmi and Torini. If you look on eBay, you can kind of see the market for them. I don't think they have them on Bricklink.
It's a super cool thing that the Lego employees do. I mean, it's so memorable.
It is,
like
yeah.
you think about a normal business card versus one of these. I mean, what are you going to remember and hold on to?
It is awesome, yeah. We're doing the same thing with our figures. We've got Mark and Ed's made, and we're working on. It's a lot of work making minifigures, so we're working on the rest.
So we can keep going around. Let's see. Is there more around the corner over here that we have not seen?
Yeah, there's a little bit.
What? Let's see. We've got some superheroes here.
So we start to get into more of our licensed themes here. This
Okay.
is Marvel, all Marvel. And they film all the movies right here in Peachtree City, which is really cool. I got to see the prop studio recently where we held the Thor's hammer, Captain America's shield, the real things. And then we got to talk to a guy in a podcast that actually made them, and he compared them to the Lego version of it, which was a really neat experience. And
They wouldn't
I
let me
actually
go see
learned.
it 'cause I can't behave myself.
Oh yes, they wouldn't let you in the
Yeah.
building. They saw you and they were like, "That's a security
Chris
risk."
was like, we better not bring it.
And we get a lot of people in the store that actually worked on the shows because they take so many employees to make these movies. The makeup artists, the stunt doubles.
All those people in the credits that roll for 10 minutes at the end of the movie.
Yeah. In fact, we had a guy in recently that we knew worked for the studio. We didn't know what movie he was working on, and then he only wanted one specific Marvel minifigure, and I was like, okay, I know what movie you're working on. But the Marvel figures sell so well.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of hardcore fans for that theme.
And what's funny, the sets that you build for Marvel are a dime a dozen. All the ancillary stuff. The figures are really what people want, and that's where the value is.
That has been a common complaint from the Marvel fans, that the sets, you know, compared to the overall Lego catalog, tend to lack in quality a lot of the time and are rather forgettable, which is unfortunate. I wish, you know, it'd be nice if they had more quality stuff from, you know, a theme that obviously so many people are big fans of.
Yeah.
And then more sealed stuff
Daily
here.
Bugle was a pretty nice set. They really did well with the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, the Daily Bugle is still sold out, I think, right now. So.
And if you look at the detail on that set, it's absolutely amazing. And we can't keep it in stock. Every time we get it, it's gone in a day.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is actually we have thousands and thousands of Lego sets that we are that are in our queue to be inventoried because we think it's relatively complete. We might have the box, and it's worth spending our time to inventory it. So as we see our shelves thin out in certain areas, those are the sets we start to work on. And right now, Marvel is what is thinning out the most. So it is, like you were mentioning earlier, it's funny to see the waves of things. Marvel is back on top right now with their TV shows and the movies they've come out with. So they're selling a lot. And Star Wars Star Wars just always sells really well. But people are not buying as much DC right now because the movies aren't out.
Yes, exactly.
And it's DC.
Someone's got some stuff they want to trade in. You want to take a look at it?
Okay. Yeah, we have.
Oh
somebody-
yes. Okay, so we can take a quick diversion from looking at the products to see, you know, one of the big things that you guys do here, which is the trade stuff, right?
Yep.
All right.
Hey guys.
How are you?
Doing good. All right. So this is the kind of stuff that we get in trade every day. You guys don't mind if we put this on video here?
Get on video.
Okay. All right. You got the tape rolling on the camera.
Oh yes, the big tape is in there.
So these, I'm familiar with this customer. He was in recently, and he was telling me about these open sets that he had, but they're beautiful sets. I mean, this is the Rogue Shadow, and I think I had given him a price quote on this one on the phone. But when we get them in, we look at it, we make sure everything's there. The first thing I notice is, of course, Galen Merrick, Star Killer's in there, Darth Vader's apprentice, and Juno Eclipse. And he's got the original box, and it's just mint condition. The instructions aren't in there, though.
Instructions are on.
All the instructions are in this basket here, okay? So we get really used to looking at stuff like this. We know what to look for. A lot of times you're going to have the minifigures missing out of these. He has done a really good job.
He's got paperwork. I mean, he's prepared.
He's got his list. He knows what they're worth.
Yeah.
We've talked to him ahead of time. He probably drove at least an hour to get here, so he's not going to waste his time coming in unless he knows he can get close to what he wants.
Yeah, definitely. Your prices work.
So.
Is that unusual for customers bringing in stuff like this to kind of know that much ahead of time? Or do most people just kind of come in with stuff and like, what do you give me?
It's 50-50.
Okay.
And we don't know, and we don't want a bad reputation, so we're just even with everybody, whether you know or not.
Yeah.
He brought 4 sets in a couple weeks ago, and we made a deal on 3 sets, but we couldn't make a deal on that 4th set that is right here. But the other sets were pretty good. So this one here, a lot of things I can do at the top of my mind. This here is going to require some lookup and some research. So I'm not going to do that on camera. So I'll let Ed do that. But thank you guys. This is good.
Thanks for letting us show the stuff here.
We'll have to circle back and see if we end up getting it or not.
There we go. Yeah. See if Ed can seal the deal for you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. We can start back up here then. And
so he's going to, knowing him, he's probably going to want to sell that. But we also do store credit. So, for instance, store credit is always twice the cash value. So if, for instance, that Rogue Shadow I was showing him, I might give him $100 in store credit for it. I'm just making these numbers up. I might give him $100 in store credit for it, but $50 in cash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we would much rather give people store credit.
Yeah, that was cool that you incentivize people with the store credit then, you know, and then they can pick up some more cool sets, hopefully, from the store here as well.
Now, I noticed you skipped over DC pretty quickly.
Do we need to focus on? I actually this might be a controversial thing, though. Some viewers out there prefer DC over Marvels. Like, Batman is my favorite superhero, and it's been disappointing that the movies have struggled so much.
Now the world knows.
Yes. So to everyone watching, I put it out there. So yeah, it does make me sad that it's been such a struggle for the kind of DC cinematic universe to really get off the ground.
I believe DC is making a huge comeback right now. The Titans TV show is amazing on HBO, and the Snyder Cut was off the charts.
If you had like a day to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. It's a totally different movie than the original.
Right.
So with that, I'm getting back into DC more than I was before. Some of these sets are pretty sweet. This is the original tumbler, minifig scale tumbler. And then we sold the original Arkham Asylum sealed in its original box this morning. And I was getting the store ready for you guys so that it'll look good. And we've got this big blank spot up on the shelf, and I was like, whoa, what? Somebody moved my set, Beyond the Bricks coming. I want it to look good. And they're like, yeah, I just sold it, walked out the door. So brand new seal in its box, original Arkham Asylum.
A great set, yeah.
Yeah, great set. And then another one that's a really great set is this little exclusive limited edition Batmobile that's super expensive for what you get, but it was just really hard to find. I think you had to buy the original, the big UCS Batmobile to get it.
No, there's some great stuff there, and hopefully we'll see more from DC in the future as they continue to pick back up. That's the goal.
Yeah, and we had to make our display shelves for DC very colorful, because if you look at the cases, they're just black. all Batman's just black stuff. The Lego Batman movie stuff is getting very expensive, which is surprising because a lot of the older Batman sets are not expensive. The second, third, fourth wave sets. But the Lego Batman movie actually is starting to appreciate in value. I don't know why.
It was an incredible movie. I mean, both just from a Batman perspective and as a Lego fan, I thought they did an incredible job with that.
Yeah. The minifigures such as the Rasta Batman, the Rastafarian Batman, the Space Batman, those are $40, $50 now. And it's kind of surprising.
Here's the set from the second Wonder Woman movie. I'm guessing those aren't massively popular.
There's another one way up high there on the shelf, and they're not massively popular, but for what you get for all those parts, it's $20. That's actually a pretty good deal for that much Lego. And you could put that in so many different scenes. You could put that in a desert scene, jungle scene, military scene. You could use it for a Wonder Woman scene if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then, so that's Batman, and that just stretches 3 cases now.
A lot of minifigures.
It sells well, and DC sells well, but we also get it in a lot so a lot of the Batmobiles and his odd boats and stuff, we'll just throw in our pick-a-brick because we just don't have room in the case for them. If it's missing a piece or two, it's not worth finding those pieces,
Right, that makes sense. You got some of the art up here.
Yeah, Lego has recently clearanced these out, and anytime Walmart or Target starts clearancing things, we start getting them in the store because people are buying them on clearance, and we'll give them full retail price and trade for them as long as it's not something super bad. The dots are not bad; they're great, the dots collection, but we're starting to get too many of them in certain types that we can't give full retail price and trade for those. But any of the artwork ones, we'll give full retail price and trade for them. So they can get them on clearance for, let's say, half price and trade them in and get full price for them. So it's basically like getting half price at our store. And that's how people buy a lot of our big sets.
Perfect, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. We did skip over the Nexo Nights and Lego Movie. None of this is super popular right now. Just because it's, and then we've got the Chima sets in their original boxes here. But it is still neat. I like it a lot, just being a Lego fan. These are lighting kits here. We get them from a supplier that makes them himself, and he uses, when he can, he uses real Lego pieces, and he wires the LED lights into each Lego piece. He'll like drill holes, he'll glue them in, and then he attaches them to either a battery box or he provides a USB plug for most of them. So they're really cool stuff. You guys have seen this stuff before, but it's just $6.99 for a light up lightsaber. Just is priceless.
Yeah, really make that Star Wars build pop. Yeah,
it really makes things pop, and I think we saw that on Lego Masters last night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you saw that when they turned off the lights, and a lot of Lego conventions are doing that now with dark hours, so it's really cool. Lots more people are starting to put lights in their builds.
When you add a light to a Lego build, it just takes it to the next level. So we offer these for sale on our website. They make little pieces, but they also make expensive kits that are specific for that kit. Now, if I could give any advice to someone, I would say just don't buy the kit with the specific kit for the lights. Buy individual lights and light it up yourself, because this light bar right here is only $2.99, and this will provide enough light to light up a whole room.
Okay.
So it's pretty awesome. And actually this one has 3 different colors on it. So for $2.99, you can light up an entire modular building with this one light. It's
that's
pretty
great.
cool. And it just sticks anywhere you want. You just stick it to the roof.
It's a good pro tip.
So, and then we've got the street lamps that are USB, and then you also have battery powered ones as well. People like these battery powered ones because you don't need a USB port and you don't have to worry about hiding wires. However, every time somebody starts putting all these battery powered ones in their city, they have to turn each one on individually. And so I usually see them trade them all back in, which of course they're not going to get full value for the USB ones, because with the USB ones, you can plug them all into a hub and just with one touch.
So it's kind of that trade-off there, I guess, depending
Yeah.
on maybe how exactly your build is laid out and how you're going to go about lighting it.
Exactly, and how mobile you want it to be
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So as an example, this is a city that we've made, and we have a button here, and when you push this button, the lights turn on. We've got it set up, an electrical engineer came in and set this up for us, that everything turns on for a minute. And you can see those lights. There's just one single USB light in each one of these, and all of this entire city on both sides is plugged into one outlet. You can't do that with batteries.
Right. That's just an example of how much you can control.
Yeah. And the same thing with the trains. All Lego's modern trains are battery operated. So this is the old 9-volt, which is the only way you can do this. You can't do this with battery operated trains.
This is your version of the Lego Masters Finale Challenge, at night.
Yes.
To get it all running with like the lights on.
And Mark did build a lot of this. He didn't build all of it, but he built a lot of it. All of our employees kind of took part in helping to build this.
Yeah, that's great. So this side is very sort of like Marvel themed. What do we have around
Yeah, that's
here?
the new Marvel theme. That Jurassic perk, Mark got back from Lego Masters. Let me go hit that button again.
I love the use of the green and tan here. That's a very unique looking building.
So Mark got back from Lego Masters, and I was like, hey, while you were gone, we sold a lot of our buildings from our city. We need you to build new buildings. And he was like, oh yeah. And I said, how about you add some motion to them? Oh yeah, easy, no problem. And before Lego Masters, he was like, would struggle with adding motion. And I was like, since when are you volunteering to add motion to these builds? And he did that he built that whole Jurassic perk in a day.
Wow.
I mean, he really is a Lego master.
So yeah,
it's pretty
it's
amazing.
great that he learned and pushed himself into new boundaries through the show.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that he was a good builder going into the show, but he even improved while he was on it.
You're
It took
right.
me a while
yeah.
to realize that's a dinosaur hand with a mug.
There's a mug in the
It's a
dinosaurs.
mug in it. It took me a while to figure that out.
Oh, I've never paid any attention to that. Yeah.
I'm like, what
This
is that?
is why Mark is the Lego master
Right.
and not you, Ed.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Would you mind hitting the button again?
I tell tell everybody I taught Mark and Steven everything they know, but everybody knows that's not true.
So Mark loves McDonald's, and this is his McDonald's build that he did to honor one of his favorite lunches.
I'm not sure what that says about what you guys pay him here, but okay.
Well, hopefully he did that on his own time, right? All of our employees kind of take part in building this. Justin did the Batman Harley Quinn building here. He's still working on the sign. I did the barbershop, which is only like a 2D into the side there, Jack Sparrow's barbershop. Angie, who's our backend manager, has done a lot of these buildings. And she actually learned to build here at the store by working here. She was not a builder before that. And her builds actually sell better than Mark's builds, the modular buildings.
Oh boy.
And I think one of the reasons that is because they look more like a real building, whereas Mark has a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
And like the like Benny's space station right there, you wouldn't see that in a real city.
Maybe like Tokyo, you might see, something like that, but not most cities.
Yeah, so you're right. Actually, you might. So, but it's got a lot of fun stuff. This mushroom's supposed to be going up and down. The McDonald's sign's supposed to be moving. Our weekend crew probably broke those.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the weekend crew.
Yeah.
And most of it's true.
We've got all this nice plexiglass up, and I still see adult customers with their hands in, and it's like, hey, wait, what do you need to reach in there for? Can't you just look at it?
There's nothing here that you as the customer should be touching. Is this a big 3D printed figure there?
That is a 3D printed Galactus.
Okay.
One of our customers made that for us, and it is spectacular. I love it. I don't want to sell it. I would if I had to, but if somebody gave me an offer, I couldn't refuse.
Is that the constant struggle as the owner of the store, like having to part ways with this stuff?
No, only when somebody makes something for you and gives something to you, then you don't resell it.
Okay.
So no, we Ed and I both lost that
Attachment?
a long time ago to the Lego sets that we're buying and selling.
Gotcha.
There's a price for everything. It's the price somebody's willing to pay for something, and it gets sold. We can't really afford to sit on anything.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds very like business-like, but that's how you've got to be if you're running the store here.
Yeah.
Take your feelings out of it.
Right.
Yeah. So we're located in Newnan, Georgia, and this is our downtown Newnan Square.
You got the lights in there and
Yeah.
everything.
And then this is one of our new building kits that we have coming out. We call it the BFF Battle Mech. It's Andrea's Battle Mech. It's geared towards girls because a lot of our building kits that we make ourselves are geared towards guys. So, and that goes along with the Friends line. Plus, we had 200 Andreas that we didn't know what to do with.
You make a mech army, of course.
Make a mech, yeah.
So this is also a good time to mention real quick these videos we've got playing up above here, and I think we'll get a look at the studio later, but what is this?
We do set reviews, and we do a podcast, which comes out. The podcast comes out every Friday. It's called Between the Studs. And the Between the Studs means you got two expert builders, and then Justin in the middle, who does our production. And we talk about rare parts, we talk about Lego Masters. Every time there's a Lego Masters episode, we will review it with Mark the next day.
Okay.
And it makes it so much fun. I mean, we learn so much behind the scenes stuff about Lego Masters, and then some of our more popular stuff that we talk about are just rare parts. We'll start collecting rare parts. We've got bins in the back. And we'll just kind of, every time we get them together and we have enough, we'll just say, hey, let's go record ourselves talking about rare parts.
When you've got the inventory that Atlanta Brick Co. has, I'm sure you get so much crazy stuff in that most Lego fans would never get their hands on.
So we got this here. That's the Avatar set, the last Airbender set.
Very sought after sets. There were so few of those.
We just sold that last week, actually.
We sold it last week. Yeah, it was in its original box. It was beautiful. And that one, you said, I was disappointed that I didn't see it this morning when I came in. So yeah, I mean, I like Lego. I mean, so, and I wanted to show you guys the set But at the same time, I was happy that we sold it. Mm-hmm. So,
I'm glad we sold it.
It's like you didn't have as much attachment to Avatar.
There's some things I really like
Oh,
the car.
like the Wizard of Oz one there, the Black Tron.
yeah, the Wizard of Oz one was a collaboration between Angie, who does a lot of our buildings. I was telling you, she's our back-end manager, and Mark. Mark put the motion on it.
Okay.
Mark, it was so funny when he got back from Lego Masters. Oh yeah, motion, no problem, got it. And that's not easy motion. You know, it's easy to spin something. It's not easy to make something do something other than turn.
Yeah. Now that you mention that, I'm thinking back on the different, builds and interviews that we've done with Mark and Steven over the years at conventions, and there hasn't been a lot of movement that I can think of in their builds in the past. Like their castle builds and everything, which are incredible, didn't tend to have much movement. So maybe we'll see more of that from them in the future. Hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah. Well, let's get back to the theme
Okay.
sections here. I guess it's hard to ignore the elephant in the room.
The ever popular Lego Dimensions.
Which is funny because it truly is popular, and we do sell a lot of Lego Dimensions.
Really?
Yeah. These were in certain sets, not all of them. I know this was one of them. They were in the dollar store in California a few years ago, and now we just sold 50 of them, 106 of them to someone in Germany for $6 each.
Yeah.
So they're still popular and their prices are still going up. And then, so those are the sealed sets that we have. And then these are the ones that are in the cases. And so Sonic the Hedgehog has always been expensive. He's $69.99 right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he sells. I'm surprised.
I imagine the market might fall out on that when they finally get around to releasing the Sonic set that's supposed to be
Right.
coming out.
He was never in a set.
Right.
He was only in the Dimensions.
So.
And what's really interesting about that is you would think he would fall, right? And his price will go down if it's the same print. If it's a different print, it could make this one more popular because now people buy the new one and they're like, wait, they made another one? I didn't know that. I want to get them all.
Completionists? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's a good
there's
point.
a lot of completionists with Lego. I mean, that is one of the aspects of Lego is you want a complete set, right?
That's the fun about collecting,
Yeah.
completing it.
So how do you, we've talked a lot now about, all of the price fluctuations and stuff and prices going up and keeping track of that. Do you have like computer programs at all that help you with that? Or is this mostly just kind of in, you guys' heads in terms of what the prices are at?
There's no real computer program except the markets that are out there. eBay, Amazon, Bricklink, all those markets are good for getting prices on things. Plus, we're our own market as well. We know what things sell for. If we had him for a year and he was sitting here for $69.99, he's too expensive.
Yeah.
But he's only been there for a month and we sell him for $69.99 all the time. One of the interesting things is these stands, some of them are getting very expensive, the dimension stands. So that price includes his stand. The minifigure himself might be $40 and his stand $20 or $30.
Wow.
Yeah, the stands are getting relatively expensive too. And the Wicked Witch is $20 now. She was one of the ones that was $1 at the dollar stores. But because of the Wizard of Oz figures in the Lego Movie 2, everybody wants the witch now to go with their Wizard of Oz collection. So her price went up since then. So Dimensions is fun. I like the stands a lot. We play a tabletop game with those stands as our minifigure stands. And I actually have invested in a lot of Dimensions stands. So this section here is our licensed themes section, like all of our little licensed themes. So you got Jurassic World in here, you've got
Some new Mario stuff there.
the Mario stuff is there, SpongeBob, Toy Story, even the older Speed Racer stuff is right here. Those sets are really rare. You don't see those very often.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. You got some Prince of Persia back there. That's, in terms of minifigure design, one of my all-time favorite themes. I think just some fantastic, unique stuff. Like, that type of minifigure design is something Lego has done very little of.
And I liked the movie too. And the Lego theme did not do very well. The value of the sets. We've got one of the sets right here, the Battle of Alamut, and still got that. This is what we call a newish set. which means it has sealed bags in it.
Okay.
And that's what that note said, that the bags were sealed in it. So what we'll do is we'll go through the instructions and make sure that bag 1 and 2, which were opened, all the parts are there, and all the other bags are still sealed. So
Gotcha.
that's the one that came with the camel.
Yeah, the camel set. Camels in those sets are so cool.
And even at that, it hasn't gone up in value that much because it's
Scooby-Doo's
just
gone
Prince and
crazy.
Persia.
It's hard to keep Scooby-Doo sets in. We don't have any of the things.
Scooby-Doo stuff is popular, yeah.
Scooby-Doo sells really well. SpongeBob is super popular. It's almost too expensive now, though, that it's not selling as well because it's so rare that it's expensive. This is a sealed Build-A-Bob set. It's $600.
And we have them right up there.
Yeah, we've got the built one up there, and it's only like $100. So that's the difference between a built play toy and a sealed collector's item. And then we've got the Constitution train chase, which this is one of the better trains that they've made.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't afford the Emerald Knight, this is a good substitution for it.
Another good example of kind of a movie that didn't do well, but some great sets and minifigures.
Yeah. And then we just got in the built dinosaur from Jurassic World. So it's really neat. A lot of people are like, why would anybody buy a built set already? We sell just as many built sets as we do sealed sets or unbuilt sets because people want to, half the people that are out there, you have two different types of people. Some are, math brain and they just want to build something, and then the other half are people who just want a scene to set up. And if they can buy a built set to put in their scene, they're saving a ton of time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of kids want them already built. I was surprised when we first opened 6 years ago. I said, who's going to want a built set? Kids come in, I want that built set. I want this built spaceship. I said, don't you want to build it? No. Give me the ship. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, well, like you said, there are a lot of people. It's the play factor, or the building it isn't really what
They
they
all have
get
their
enjoyment out
reasons,
of.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take that dinosaur and put it right into your mock, and save a ton of time and money.
So more sealed Mario stuff there.
Yeah, that was one of the exclusive expansion packs that's really super expensive, and I don't know why it's so expensive. It's I mean, if you look at it, I guess you have to like it and be a collector. So I can't say. A lot of times I like to speculate, and I have a pretty good idea of it because I've been doing it a long time. And I can say, okay, this is going to go up in value. This is not going to go up in value. I have no idea about that one.
Do you feel like you can gauge that pretty well? Like even when a Lego theme first comes out, long before it's discontinued by Lego, do you have that in your mind? Hey, I think this is probably going to perform well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Overwatch was one of them. The figures are so cool looking. I don't play the game, but I just like the figures. The Reaper figure could be, he doesn't have to be an Overwatch figure. He could cross lots of different themes. So that was one of them that is a good example of that.
Got some video characters up front here.
And then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which are really funny how they kind of go up and down in popularity. When the last new movie came out, I thought they would get really popular. They weren't. But right now they're selling really well for some reason. I don't know why.
Minecraft keeps selling like crazy. I know that.
Yeah, Minecraft has been popular for many, many years now. That's crazy.
In fact, that is Vern from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is Will Arnett. So that's another Will Arnett Lego minifigure. So there's at least, what, 2? Because of Lego Batman.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then we've got some of the Avatar Last Airbender minifigures back there, which have gotten really hard to find. And Momo is back there. And if a lot of people find Momo in a Lego collection, they might even toss him out because he doesn't even look like Lego.
Some more sealed sets next to all that here.
Yeah, we're getting into Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter here, which are so hard to keep on the shelf. Both Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings are so popular right now. There's the new Lord of the Rings movie coming out. It hasn't been available for a long time, so when we have people buy Lord of the Rings, they don't just buy one set, they buy all of them. So we go through Lord of the Rings like crazy. We just had somebody last week come in and buy 10 Lord of the Rings sets, and that pretty much wiped us out.
I know it's one of those themes that a lot of fans would love to have brought back. One of those things that fans frequently bring up.
I know. I would love to see them do a reboot.
Hopefully they do. And I think
they
there
did
was a
Harry Potter.
rumor about a Lord of the Rings CMF,
That'd be great.
which
Yeah?
collectible minifigure series, which would be cool.
A Minas Tirith.
We do have a lot more Lord of the Rings, not a lot, but a couple more here, and that's pretty much it. We've got some of the more expensive ones in the case there. The Mario game does really well. People love those sets, and you could get them on clearance recently, which is why we have a lot of them here in the store. People traded them in.
This airship set is spectacular here. I think probably the best set released from the theme so far. Really great playability.
And then we've got surprisingly a large amount of Angry Birds sets, which have appreciated in value.
I always forget Lego even made Angry Birds
Yeah.
stuff. It's one of those themes that just like kind of came and went.
Minecraft is still extremely popular,
Yeah.
and some of the sets are really getting expensive for Minecraft. And Minecraft is one of those sets that I was talking about that's hard to have out on the shelf for sale, because if you don't know what you're looking at, you're going to pick this set up and say, oh, that's a $30 set. That's retail price. That's a good deal, right? But then you might pick this one up instead, and it's $250. Or this one here, this little set is $120, and it's a used set. So if you don't pick the right setup and look at the price, then you might think we're overpriced, if you don't know the collectible aspects of Lego.
Do you go out of your way to explain to some customers?
try
Do you
to.
try to like make it clear, hey, some of the stuff you're going to see here might not always make sense in terms of pricing.
We really try to.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Do they?
already.
Okay.
Most customers know. Some parents and grandparents don't, and we try to explain.
A lot of times I'll overhear somebody talking about how expensive things are. This is the Harry Potter Burrow set, and we have 4 of the original Burrows, which is extremely strange, right? I mean, this is a very expensive set.
Bellatrix
That
is
was the
strange.
first Bellatrix that came out, and she's still a $50, $60 minifigure. So I'm assuming people at some point just wanted to get rid of. Actually, there's another one back there, so there's 5.
How did that happen?
They wanted to. They got the new one, so the old one probably went down in value a little bit. This one here is sealed, and she picked this up, and they currently have the Burrow for sale at Walmart for retail price, which is, I don't know, $60, $70. And she picked this up and said, $280? This is only $60 at Target. And I heard her say that, and I was like, no way. Because if we have a retail set, it's retail price.
Okay.
I was like, what is she talking about? And so I had to go and say, oh, I'm sorry, but I overheard you say something. What set were you looking at? And she was like, this one. And I was like, this is not the one they have at Target. This is the old one. So we do try to put them up high, so that kids can't pick them up or they're not easy to see. But it is difficult.
Good to spread awareness and make people aware of
Yeah.
that, though, and kind of how obviously you respond to kind of market forces there and how that all operates.
If you're not into Lego and you're just buying it as a gift, it is hard to understand why these are so expensive. But I myself have spent $1,000 on a Lego minifigure before, so
So you understand all too well.
I understand it a little bit.
See the basilisk down there? Those teeth are so hard to find because talking about things that get thrown out, people don't see that as Lego, and they'll throw those out in a tub or collection. And every time we get a basilisk in, it's so difficult to find those daggers, glow-in-the-dark daggers.
You guys need to release like a most wanted list. Like if you find these in your collection, please don't get rid of them.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, I've thought about that because we have our sorters that are sorting Lego, and they need to know what to look out for as well. So I can imagine that list would always change.
So you got some custom figures up front here.
Yeah, these are some of the custom-made Urukai, Elven Warriors, and Knights of Gondor, which that armor is just so neat.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And
chrome armor.
they're cheaper than the regular Lego minifigures, but they're made with real Lego minifigure parts and then custom accessories.
We got a good selection of Lord of the Rings right now of minifigs.
A lot of our employees are Lord of the Rings fans, so they will make sure that they take meticulous care in making sure that our Lord of the Rings section looks good.
This is if they're a fan of it, it's amazing how much better the display looks.
Yes, yeah.
baby.
That's kind of why Chima looked like it did.
You can tell what your employees think of the theme.
Yeah, and City as well. City looked pretty rough.
You've got to hire a more diverse group of employees that then have interest across all the themes, so you can stick them on that display case.
You're right. You're right. Interesting thing right now. This is the old night bus.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the oldest. I think it's the second one that came out. If you go to Amazon and pull up the brand new night bus that's retail right now, you get this picture. So you don't get set number 4755. If you type in the new set number, it comes up with this picture of this one. So somebody was actually telling me, they were like, hey, this shouldn't be this much. Amazon has this set for a lot cheaper. And I was like, let me show me that. And she showed me, and Amazon's got the wrong picture on their website. Yeah.
The first set had yellow heads. The first Harry Potter series, like the Star Wars, had the yellow heads.
Like you can see some examples
Yes.
there of the yellow minifigs.
That's the first series right there with the yellow heads. The first Hagrid's hut. I think that
Dumbledore
was
looks really cool in that.
2000 or 2001. That's when Harry Potter came out. And Harry Potter is just as popular as ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why they're continuing to release stuff from it. You got the big kind of construction type figures. Do those sell?
Those have actually started to go up in value a lot since you can't get them at the discount stores anymore. For a while there, you can get them at discount stores, and the price was as low as it will ever be.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're gone off the market, and the prices are starting to skyrocket. But what we're seeing is the flesh-colored head figures are not as popular, and they're not as expensive. I think because they're just a little weird looking.
Right.
They have that Galador look.
That's never something you want to say about a product.
No. In fact, in our Bionicle section, I actually like Galador a lot. I like everything Lego. But in our Bionicle section, we've got sealed Galador sets, all of them sealed, and I didn't even show them to you. I didn't even tell you about them, and I don't think you saw them.
I didn't even notice them. That's so crazy to me, though. How many examples, and you've been talking about this throughout the video, of these sets that are on like a deep clearance like for a long time, and then immediately start to go way up in price once they're no longer available, even after having been so cheap.
I feel like there's a sweet time to buy Lego, and that is once Lego discontinues it, it gets cheap. It's being clearanced out, and then it could take a while to clearance out, and then after the clearance has gone on it, maybe 4 months, it starts to creep up. And depending on how popular it is and how unique it is, it'll go up more. And you see that across all Lego themes, including Lego City.
If it's Star Wars, it's almost overnight. I remember before we opened the store, I had like 4 Super Star Destroyers, and they just weren't selling at $400. They were discontinued. Prices went up to $700, and then $11, and everybody wanted one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we had a chance to buy these a month ago, you know?
I think we're going to see Lego City sets actually start to go up in value more than they used to, because they used to come out with the same Lego City sets over and over again, but they're starting to put unique characters and name the Lego minifigures and unique parts, kind of like that anglerfish. Mm-hmm. You're not going to find that in any other sets, so that anglerfish will go up in value, the set will go up in value. And that's a Lego City set.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just generic police station number 12 or generic fire station. You know,
yeah, they're putting the water squirters in, lots of neat stuff. So this is Star Wars, obviously. Star Wars section is definitely our most popular section. We've got some killer Star Wars sets in right now, but none of these will be here in a month. They'll all be gone, and we'll have all brand new sets, all different sets. Because we turn over Star Wars sets very quickly. This Bounty Hunter Escape will sell this weekend. That's a sealed set, never been opened, mint condition box.
Yeah.
But then it'll be replaced by something else, so that'll be great. That's a sealed Umbaran cannon with the popular Ahsoka Tano in it. That's $200. That'll probably sell this weekend. Very, very cool Star Wars stuff. It's amazing how many Slave 1s we've got right now. We've got them all over the store, really, because that's a popular set. We've got the original big sandcrawler. That's not the first sandcrawler, but it was the first big sandcrawler up there. That one you don't see too often.
Yeah, those are such unique looking sets, like instantly recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, all the variations of the Millennium Falcon.
And we've got 3 here. There's 1 up here, and 1 there, 1 there. There's probably more in other parts of the store, but just 6 months ago, we didn't have 1 Millennium Falcon.
Wow.
Yeah.
The aluminum
So that's
Falcon.
just how things change really quick.
You
This
know-
is the MIDI scale
Yeah, I remember
Millennium
that.
Falcon, and that has become very popular.
It's amazing how different the store can look at times. I'm sure as you
Yeah.
sell and buy stuff. So people probably you need to come in often to see what all is in stock.
Yeah, and we get that comment a lot as people are like, I was just here yesterday, and that set sold, but now you got this one, and I wanted that one too. So.
This is your version of the clone army, clones on a base plate here.
Yes, yeah, these are basically it's the buy 4 get 1 free price. These are figures that we have a lot of, which you'll see later on, but how many battle droids we actually have. But those are better priced figures because we do have a lot of them. And these are the buildable figureheads. And you can see all the ones that have sold that were on that stand. They're really
Yeah.
neat. People want the helmets, but they don't want those flesh heads.
Like the faces are too much.
Yeah. We have done a lot of funny things with those heads, though.
So what are some of the most expensive Star Wars minifigs these days that you guys have in stock?
All of them.
All of that.
Do we still have Cloud City Boba Fett here?
So this is the Cloud City Boba Fett. He is up to $2,000 now.
Wow.
This year, we sold him for $600. That's how much he has gone up this year in price.
That's insane.
And it's the legs and the arms, and that one right there, he has sold for $2,000. So
he's
that
in new
that's an accurate price. It's mind blowing, honestly.
Have you ever, somebody just brings in like a bulk lot and find a figure like that, or like a really expensive figure?
Not that expensive, but we have before. So there's a Princess Leia who looks like all the other Princess Leias, but she's got that smooth hair, and she's called Smooth Hair Leia. She's kind of like a Holy Grail minifigure, and she's pretty popular. And I found that smooth hair going through a collection one time, and I was like, this doesn't look right. Is this Lego? And it is Lego. And then I look it up, and sure enough, that was
The frustrating thing is when you're
Smooth
buying
Hair
in
Leia.
bulk and you're pulling figures out, let's say, and you're missing that Twi'lek's head, the top part of that Twi'lek's head. The Twi'lek is like Ula over here with the green. Like you're missing that green head piece, and you got a figure, you want to complete it, and
Right.
you're missing those little parts, and that gets a little frustrating. Captain Rex's helmet's gone,
We've got the black chrome Darth Vader down there. He is $479. He does not look. It's really hard to see the black chrome. In fact, your camera probably can't pick it up very well. But to the regular eye, he just looks like a black Darth Vader. But there's a little shine to him that makes him chrome. And that makes him worth $450.
And now he's $500.
Yeah, he was a freebie in the anniversary sets. He came in randomly in little packets. It's the only way you could get him.
Okay.
And the Chrome Stormtrooper, he was in Toys R Us, I think, right? You can only get him at Toys R
Yeah,
Us. with
Toys R Us
so much-
had him
such
for
a purchase.
$5 each. Yeah.
And just a few other smaller kits here.
Yeah, and we have some really good Star Wars sets right now. We try to keep it as well stocked as possible. We probably have 1,000 Star Wars sets that need to be inventoried, but it takes a long time to inventory a set. You're looking at 2 or 3 hours just for one set. So we got 1,000 Star Wars sets that need to be inventoried right now. Next year at this time we'll probably have 2,000. We can't make progress on it. This is an example of a pretty good set. This one right here. This is an example of a pretty good set.
just
they're all
Star
good.
Wars as well.
Yeah. We're starting to get a lot of the 501st Battle Packs in,
Yeah.
and it's because people were stockpiling them and then realized they didn't need that many,
Yes.
and now they're bringing them in and trading them in.
There was a rush. This is a very popular set for kids, like at conventions. So a lot of kids will come up to the conventions, have us sign these sets and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's very popular to take around to Lego conventions. It seems like that's the popular set
All
this year.
sets that are minifigure heavy. That's a good value, by the way. All sets that are minifigure heavy are popular that are Star Wars themed.
Yeah, that's the same one.
Maybe
That one's in
Some just like minifigure display cases here.
These are custom minifigures that were made by, these specific ones were made by Big Kid Bricks. He specializes in Star Wars minifigures, and he puts so much detail on these minifigures that they're just the best. He does custom molds, his own custom molding, and printing, and they're just unsurpassed detail. Figures you've never heard of before.
Like deep into Star Wars lore.
He goes deep. Yeah, these are all Star Wars characters, but
Expanded universe.
I mean, you would
some
never
of the
know it.
comics,
Yeah.
Excuse me, graphic novels.
Yeah.
These Sith guys, they were in the gosh, I forget the name of it now. but
Darth
it's Cade
Warlock?
Skywalker.
Yeah.
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 That series was an awesome read. It's really good graphic novel. It's kind of 20 years old now, 17 years old now, but the figures are really neat. The characters were cool, and he makes all those.
Yeah, that's great. You know, give people more options for Star Wars figures then.
And this is going to thin out by the weekend. We're gonna look. We just lost a set. We got a hole in it.
There was something there this morning, and I don't know what it was.
He just grabbed it. Yeah,
Oh,
he just
okay.
came over and grabbed it off the
Alright.
shelf there. Stuff disappearing as the video's going.
This is our non-Lego section. We're not real proud of this section. It's we've got a caution sign here that says caution non-Lego section. We get stuff in, and it's hard to say no to really cool stuff. This Masters of the Universe Mega Block stuff is cool. I love it. Being a child of the 80s, I just love it. The Halo Mega Block stuff is neat, and we get it in. People trade it in because they get it on clearance or something. So we take it in and we sell it, but we are slowly getting rid of this section. This all was, last time you guys were here, this was all non-Lego. And now it's all Lego, so we're trying to move it out. We've got all these boat holes.
I love the boat holes, yeah.
Yeah, the boat holes sell really well.
These down here, these two are fantastic. You've got like the canoes and then these like rowboats, like him with all the pirate sets. That's so cool.
And even,
Yes.
I'm surprised at how affordable some of these are. Like this is one of the Jack Stone ones, I think, and that's just that only came in a Jack Stone set. It really floats. Just imagining the possibilities that you could do with that. For
I had that set
$20.
growing up, yes. I remember that.
So the boat holes are great, and then this is just kind of an overflow of stuff with more boat parts in it.
All the rigging pieces in the back there.
Yeah, the rigging, the masts. I was telling you that the Marvel vehicles and sets are not very popular, and we have them in abundance, so this is kind of our overflow of those as well.
And then tons of base plates over here as well.
We get a lot of base plates in, and for a while there we weren't selling them. We were just kind of hoarding them because they needed to be washed, and we didn't want to sell dirty base plates, and they get so dusty, you know? Just being out here, they'll get dusty.
Everything up here, the plates and the Lego, is sanitized. We
Yeah.
make sure of it before we bring it up. The minifigs as well.
I think,
Everything
yeah, we'll see that operation here later on for sure.
So we finally got a dishwasher in, and we started washing our base plates, and we realized how many we had. So these are actually all online for sale, and they're cataloged. So if you look at the back, it's got the Bricklink number on
Okay.
it and the price, and then you can go on our website and buy that.
And there's different grades to the plate. There's good, average, and very good.
Depending on the condition the plate's in,
Depending
yeah.
on the condition.
There's
I would think these would be really popular because Lego does so few base plates these days.
The
Yeah.
raised base plates over there are super popular. People love them.
That's $10
They
for a
even
moon
ask us,
plate.
is this real Lego? Because they haven't seen Lego like that.
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
It's only been, what, maybe the 90s and the 80s.
Right, the 90s had so many cool castle and pirate sets with those raised
They're
base
amazing.
plates.
I love
Yeah.
them. I wish they'd make them again.
We skipped
Yeah, yeah.
over our new line of jewelry. Jewelry's just so easy for us to carry because, you know, you just take a set of Lego lightsabers and put them on earrings, and bam, you've got a really cool product to sell.
I
So-
won't sometimes, don't tell anybody.
We call it, we have a girl that works for us that's really crafty, and so we call it Blings, and she makes all of our Lego jewelry for us. One of them that I like a lot is the new Ninjago Black Skull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so those are good for Halloween.
Yeah, there you
You can
go.
buy all these on our website. And then you get your simple stud earrings and stuff like that.
You got the mech kit. I think you were pointing these out in the city earlier.
Yeah, so this is the BFF Battle Mech. It's one of our Lego kits that we make. You get all the parts to build. You get Andrea and her mech, and we have a custom sticker that goes on there. Mark designed this kit, and he designed her logo. And it's the A for Andrea, but it also looks like the anarchy symbol. And then we have an expansion set where you can add her lipstick missile launchers. And Chili is her rabbit. That's what Lego calls it, the rabbit. And so this is Chili's sidekick mech. You can actually build Chili's own mech, or it's got instructions to build her onto her BFF, which is
There you
Andrea.
go.
Yeah,
Lots of playability there.
a lot of options there. Yeah.
Bunny battles.
And speaking of friends, here we go.
This may be the best display of Friends characters you will ever see. They're all labeled with their Bricklink code, their price, and their name.
It's probably the most beautiful and colorful, nice-looking minifigure display in the store here. And
It
looks
is, yeah.
fantastic.
We have some of our employees really like Friends. Angie, one of our Backend managers, who you've heard me mention a lot, she builds a lot of our modulars, and she likes Friends a lot, and she takes great pride.
That's what we were
in-
talking about earlier. You know,
Yeah.
the more the employee cares about this.
Yes.
She's here on the weekdays. Where is she?
She's on her anniversary. Her husband took her to Hawaii. She planned our party last night for Mark and Steven, and then she took off.
There you go. You know, sometimes you got to take a break. As amazing as
Yeah.
Lego is, you still need a break.
We're pretty
Yeah.
good friends. Why didn't you take me to Hawaii?
Yeah.
So you even got elves as well here. You know,
Yeah.
those are sets that
The elves,
have some great parts for AFOLs in them for sure.
they've gone up in price a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the Friends go up in price. It's surprising how quickly they'll go up in price. They're here to stay. You know, Lego has dabbled in Belleville and Scala and different things over the years that just didn't work out that well. But Friends is here to stay. This is a great line.
I don't know why they discontinued elves.
Yeah.
They should have kept that going, or at least rebooted like they did Ninjago. It's another mistake.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these elf sets here and just the unique
They're-
approach
they're
to set
great.
design and the pieces in there.
have
Colors, everything.
Tons of elf sets over here.
Dragons.
These are all just really cool sets.
Dragons are popular in every genre.
Right.
Dragons are popular. And
Again, why don't we have a castle theme? You know, perfect. You could include all sorts of those in
Right.
One thing that's kind of neat about the Friends line is that all those animals have their own names.
Really.
Yeah, there's Maxie, there's Felix, Vega, Jewel, Lady Tina, Selly, Bruno. I mean, they call, instead of just being Kitty Cat, you know, they actually have a name. So that's kind of unique to Friends.
I'm sure that makes for more attachment as kids are playing with them as well.
Yeah.
Looking at the Disney
Yeah.
princess lines too, right there where you're filming, just above that, all the Disney princess.
Yes. Tons of Disney characters there.
And they're very popular.
Also, all of the dolphins, your massive dolphin collection on the bottom.
And these are all things that they have their codes on them because if you were to go to our website, you'd be able to find them on there.
Okay. We got some Duplo back here.
Yeah, this is our Duplo section here. What better place to put Duplo than in the Friends section? You know, they kind of go together relatively well. Bright colors, pretty. There's not a lot to say about Duplo. It's Duplo, it's cool. But it's for kids, not like Lego.
Entry level
Not like Lego, which is obviously not for kids.
for your toddler. it's entry level.
We do have a couple of cool things up here just because we don't have any other place to put it, but that's El Dorado.
Yes, I love that. So we support. I don't know if you ever watch Jang Brick's content on YouTube
I've
at
heard of
all.
him, yeah.
We support him on Patreon. As part of the support, you can choose a set for him to review, and that was the last one we just had him review recently
Oh,
because he had
sweet.
never had that set before. So I was like, that's an awesome set. I grew up playing with that set, and I wanted to get his thoughts on it.
That's on the YouTube.
on his channel, yes, on Jang
Okay,
Brick's
I don't watch
channel.
YouTube. Is that like a TV show?
Yeah, you guys should try it out. I think if you guys did it at the store, I think it'd be really popular.
So the modular sets, that's something we really haven't showed off yet, but this is kind of a good place to stand and kind of see how many we have in the store. They turn over as quick as anything. There's 2 assembly squares up there, but at the beginning of August, this was all modular sets, and they've all sold. Yeah. We had 2 sealed cafe corners. We had a sealed greengrocer. They were here for like 3 months and gone. The same thing with the built sets. They just sell really well. So all these glass shelves were pretty much built for our modular sets, and they all sold.
Yeah.
It's funny how quickly they can come and they go. About a year ago, we had 0 modulars, and then all of a sudden we had no overabundance of them, and now we're getting down to not having very many again. And then just in the past month, I've seen probably 5 of the London bridges come in. I'm sorry, Tower Bridge. Not
There
London
you go.
Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah. 5 of the Tower Bridges come
Featured in the Spider-Man movie.
Yes, and I'm starting to see the Queen Anne's Revenge and the Black Pearl start coming in again.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know
Yeah.
how.
I don't know why. It's great, and they still sell really well. Who doesn't want a Black Pearl? Speaking of which, we do have a sealed one up there.
There you go. If anyone's
Yeah.
looking for it.
Yeah.
Where they're gone, we're out of them for months, and all of a sudden, boom, we get 2 or 3 in.
We've got the Imperial Armada up there, and the Blue Sails is a very popular one, but I cannot think of the name of it.
Fort Legorado next to that.
Yeah, Fort Legorado and an older Arkham Asylum. Couple of the Ed, what's the blue car over
Bugatti?
there? Bugatti.
In the corner there, John.
Yeah. My favorite. Oh, it's such a nice build.
I just imagine you like sitting on your living room floor and you're just kind of rolling those around.
Yes. That and the orange Porsche. We still have it. The orange Porsche. And the Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Cyan.
Yep.
We had it here. They're just great. I just love them. I don't have a room for them.
Yeah, that's the problem with those cars. The scale is so huge. If you
Yeah.
want to collect them, they just take up so much
They're
space.
so nice to display.
Yeah.
They look so realistic and just well made. And they also have unique parts that are for those vehicles with the emblems and everything. They're printed on. They're not just stuck. There's no stickers. They're printed on. They're just great.
Right.
This, of course, is our pick-a-brick right here. It's low right now because we just had a party last night, and we brought all of our pick-a-brick to the party, so we haven't unloaded it yet from the trailer, but we used all of our sorted colors. Usually, if you open these drawers, you'll find, like, there's our black drawer. It's just fully loaded. Obviously, we didn't use black in our party last night.
Somebody was angry with us last weekend because we didn't have a brown drawer. It's like, I'm sorry.
You can't keep a color like brown. We've had a brown drawer before, but it only lasts like a few minutes.
People just buy the pieces too much.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah, that
good pieces
and
in here.
remember
See,
us
there's
from
sand green
one
1x6.
Okay.
That's a good piece.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of good pieces you dig through here. People probably come in and spend hours going through all this.
There are people that come in here on the weekend. They'll park and they'll start here. They'll end up somewhere around here at the end of the day. They'll sit here all day. They'll break for lunch. They'll come back and they'll continue in their search for Lego parts.
There you go.
This is these LED keychain lights are so popular. We just restocked them all so that it looked good for you guys, but they sell really well. Feel this. It's that soft touch rubber.
Wow. And
And
you just
it's just very
down,
satisfying
yeah.
to hold. We have the Mandalorian, we have Grogu, we've got the monsters, and we're able to buy these. We're not a Lego retailer, but Lego doesn't make these. They only license them. So we buy direct from the company that makes these, and they're really high quality lights.
Yeah, and it's a really nice range of products. You've got, you know, Star Wars stuff. You've got like the nurse and doctor ones, even to then just kind of the crazy costume characters.
And these might be the best-selling thing in our store right now,
Wow.
believe it or not.
Everybody buys one. They'll buy a set or two, and they'll grab one of these. They're great.
While we're standing over here, we've got you got to have brick arms.
Yep.
If you're anybody, you got to have brick arms battle packs. They sell like candy. They're just so much fun and easy to.
Kids love these, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get over to a lot of our custom sets, which we already talked about. We just have them in a different spot in the store. We've got we're a reseller of a lot of unique items, like the brick minis. Those are little soldiers that fit on top of studs. That guy makes these, and he's...
Oh boy,
Yeah.
look at it, a last minute edition.
I don't think we talked about this building kit right here. This is Ed's Claw Machine that we sell a building kit for. It's got custom stickers in it. And we have this claw machine outside on our porch. It's a real claw machine. It's got these decals on it. And it's pretty easy to win, actually. We want people to win. We want them to have fun.
You haven't rigged it like most claw machines.
We rigged it so that you win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So those are pretty popular kits, and it's Ed's Claw Machine. We call it Ed's Biker Bash Claw Machine because it makes bike noises, and Ed drives a Harley. So
There you go. So you got those nano soldiers there. You got the little Saturn V kit there.
yeah. These are all remote control, different genres of remote control cars. You've got brand new ones, and then you've got some really old ones here. Look at the parts on that. Those are really odd looking.
Doesn't even look like a Lego at
No.
first there.
No, it's actually, it's clumpy too. They're all big one-piece parts.
And then let's see, is this more custom figures or?
Yeah, this is all custom figures. This is Marvel, DC, you've got Game of Thrones, Star Trek, G.I. Joe.
Walking Dead.
All those things that, you know, a lot of stuff Lego doesn't necessarily make.
Yeah, and they are very popular. They sell really well. They're expensive. They're very expensive. They're like $20 to $50, sometimes more than that. But they're so expensive because they put so much work into these. We get people all the time that are like, hey, can you print me a custom minifigure? And it's like, yeah, if we do a one-off minifigure, well, number one, we don't make them. We have Big Kid Bricks or Eclipse Graphics, somebody else make them. But if they do a one-off figure, you're looking at well over $100 because it takes days to design these and print them.
Yeah.
So.
Have you guys ever thought about getting into the custom printing business yourself with minifigures and that sort of thing?
As much fun as it sounds, I wouldn't want anything to do with it. I've seen what these guys do, and it's so complicated that it's its own business.
Digital printers, what? $100,000, $150,000 just for a digital printer?
I'll just keep buying and selling them.
Yeah, we'll let them do that.
There you go. You got some base plate packs down here as well.
Yeah, these are really cool base plate packs. So what this does is you put them all together and it makes a 2 foot by 4 foot display.
These are done by our friends at Slab. We've done a lot of work with them over the years.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
they do really great. They actually made a custom giant Beyond the Brick base plate for us that we have
Oh,
back
cool,
home.
yeah. They're really high quality. They make, it's funny because we were talking about Lego offshoot companies. They're based in Atlanta, and they're based in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that's another one that we didn't mention that are based in Atlanta. Now, this company here is not based in Atlanta. This is the periodic table of Lego colors, and they're based in Istanbul. And I think every Lego room needs to have one of these. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's not all the Lego colors, but it's a lot. And it's hard for us to identify Lego colors. Ed made one of these charts
Epic fail.
about 5 years ago.
Yeah. Epic fail.
He had the color names wrong. I mean, it was, and we were using it like it was,
Oh boy.
like it was
Wow.
science, and it was not science.
I'm like, don't look at the color.
You know, at least you tried, Ed. That's important.
It was a noble effort.
We do have lots of rare parts bags, tires, stuff like that. These are kind of popular. These are Bionicle mask packs. And then we've got our Build-A-Fig station over here, which is always very popular. It might be one of the better selling items that we have in our store.
We've got all of the store displays around the counter space here, so what all do you have on display here?
Yeah, so I guess starting over here, we've got our 3D raised base plates, which we might have one of the best selections that you can find. We had twice as many in here about a year ago, but now that we've been selling them online, we have all these online for sale. They're selling almost every single day. We'll sell some.
And they're so cool. I love this
really
one with
are,
like
yeah.
the river that runs through it with the raised kind of mountainside there.
Lego makes nothing like these. And I meant to show you while we were in the city section, we have a sealed box with one of these raised base plates in it from the World City line. And it's just neat to see. They had to make the boxes big and everything just so that base plate would fit in there. And that's one of the reasons why Lego doesn't make these anymore, because they're so expensive to make. And then you have better handling because they do break relatively easy. So.
Got some train controllers back here.
Yeah, this is one of our train cases. We've got a lot of bolt track here, a lot of individual train parts here. The couplings, the wheels, it all sells very well. There's a lot of train people that like to have big train setups. So.
What is this back here?
That's Gecko. If you're looking at the figure in
Yeah.
the back, that's Gecko from the what Chris was explaining to you earlier, what John Snyder made. For
Oh, the Mandalorian build, yeah.
That bounty hunter got like 5 seconds of airtime, and he got so popular online. And in the expanded universe side, they made a comic out of this guy. And he came to the store once, and we did a Star Wars special. He was supposed to come again, but he got sick, so we still had the Star Wars special. But I bought that figure from him, and he autographed it for me.
Very cool, yeah.
That's probably the only thing I own in the store. Like, I own personally in the store.
Some more trains down here.
Yeah, this is still part of our train case. There's the Emerald Knight there. That was a Jamie Berard design, the Emerald Knight. That's from Lego Masters. There's a big BNSF custom there.
Yeah, Mark made that, didn't he?
He fixed it, yeah. Somebody had brought it in. They bought one of those kits online where you got to get your own parts, and they gave. That was their first Lego build as an adult, and they just gave up on it. So Mark fixed it. And we've got lots of different animals here, including the $140 goat here. But if that's too expensive for you, we've got one that's got just a couple of bite marks in it for $100.
I can't believe these goats have continued to skyrocket like that. It's insane.
Well, the crazy part is they actually sell. Landon behind the counter here just bought. He bought one before it went up in price. Landon, what'd you buy it for?
100.
He bought it for 100, and then that was like a month later. It was up to 140. They're that rare.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We've got a lot of dinosaurs here. Some of these are really old. Those are from the original Jurassic Park movie from the 90s.
There's another little coin drop.
Yeah, the filter and bubbles went out on this morning, and we were trying to get it fixed to show you guys. But this was actually the first coin drop we did, and it was so popular that we made the second one.
Oh, I like all the little Mario characters here. They're it's so very colorful when you have it laid out like that.
They are, and they're very cool. They have those unique codes on them to play the games. Mario works really well. His face lights up to play the game. I can't say that I've played the game, but it seems to be pretty popular.
I had a
People are
6-year-old
playing it.
educate me on all the character names
Yes.
when he was here. And I kept selling them to him, too. He bought like 10 or 15 of them.
And then we've got bulk animals down there, skeleton horses, the larger sharks. We've got the horse headgear in there.
Camel.
It's a massive video box selection. I know these have been somewhat controversial in recent years.
Yeah. A recent year, right?
Yeah, I
mean,
guess that's
they've been
true. I
out
guess
for a year.
it hasn't been that long, has it?
No. Yeah, forget it. This is the CMF section right here.
Moving on.
This is our CMF section. We've always loved CMF minifigures. We love the idea of them. We've got them set up from Series 1, and it just kind of zigzags all the ways up to 21 there.
So many cool figures there.
The best one was the Monster Series, I think. I like that, the Monster Series.
Series 14.
I love any of the historical characters, like the Roman soldiers that they did are super cool. The Spartan, any, the knights, anything like
Was
that.
what, Series 1, right?
Yes, yeah.
First-
Some of the,
first
yeah,
round.
some of those very early ones.
We need to restock these, but
We were so busy
Also-
over the weekend when Mark and Steven were doing their signing here that we just pulled them out of here. But we typically have them in the back in the stock room, and we'll pull them from the back so we don't have to restock. But we were so slammed on Saturday that we just pulled them out of here. You're right, we do need to restock.
The corn cob guys also always had deep meaning to me as a lifelong resident of Indiana.
You have a corn cob guy at home? You have to. Yeah,
Yes.
and we have all these online for sale as well.
Awesome.
We got a lot of plant packs. These are huge sellers for us. When we go to LEGO conventions now, we used to only sell minifigures, but now that all of our minifigures are online for sale, we can't bring them to conventions anymore. So now to conventions, we're bringing bulk animals, bulk plant packs, and they're selling really well. So.
Let's see, is this Jason Alleman design
Yes,
there?
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, JK Brickworks.
Yeah.
That's the Lawnmower Man. Somebody had bought the instructions from him, sourced all the parts on Bricklink, and then sold it to us. So that's pretty cool. That's one of those kinetic statues.
Yes, yeah.
And another one is over here, the guy pushing the ball, which is a pretty popular one. So that's, you wind the gear on the side and it looks like he's just constantly pushing that ball. So those are pretty neat. Here's the Porsche 911. I don't think this will be here for very long. That's a pretty
can't believe it's
pretty
still here,
popular
actually.
one. And then we've got the brand new Star Destroyer up here, just came in last weekend.
That looks awesome. I love the way you
Yeah.
guys have that displayed there.
It's pretty much the only place it would fit. Yeah. The guy who brought it in, he brought it in like that from his car. Some pieces fell off of it, and he just set it right here on the counter, and it was just laying on its side. And I was just like, so let's get that out of the way. So we put it up there. We like to hire tall employees so that they can reach really high. That's why Mark works here.
I love it. You got to have a certain number of employees who can reach to the levels where the sets have to be.
Yeah. So we keep our really big expensive sets up back there. Just kind of walking.
We can go behind the counter here, yeah.
Walking back here, we've got a lot of, unless you see our sticker on it, they're going to be sealed sets. So that's the Snowspeeder sealed, the Palace Cinema sealed, the Rock Raiders headquarters, which is totally awesome and has one of those really expensive raised base plates in it.
Two of those, right? Or did we sell
We've
one?
got a couple more over on that side of the store, yeah. Detective's office, fishing shack. In 2 months, these will all be gone, and we'll have new sets up here that are just as good. But they do turn over pretty quick.
Oh, monorail.
Yeah, there's the Caribbean Clipper, the Imperial Trading Post, which is beautiful with its original box. And this is, we have our website written on here, so we know that it's online for sale. So you could go to our website and buy that. This monorail just came in last week. It's like new. It is absolutely beautiful.
You know how hard it is to get the motor to that monorail? Like if you get a bunch of parts and you have a half-built monorail, the motor's the hard part.
The motor's the hard part? Wow.
Finding it is the hard part, and then make sure it works is the second hard part.
Got some pretty cool sets back here. The Ice Planet sets are getting really popular. That also comes with a raised base plate. This is, if we don't have its original box, we'll put it in something like that and repackage it so you can see all the parts in it and the minifigure and stuff.
And that's how it looks inside the sealed boxes with our stickers on it.
The crazy thing about a set like this is there's not even that many parts. It's like the raised base plate is almost like the primary part of this set.
Yeah. This is pretty interesting. Something I learned new, and I think a lot of your viewers are going to like this. There's two different boxes for this. They messed up the first time, and the flux capacitor has the word shield spelled wrong.
I
So-
remember when that set came out and they had that problem, yeah.
So I didn't remember that. One of my employees Landon just told me about that. So some of them. So if you're inventorying one of these sets, you need to make sure that if it's spelled wrong on the box, that you get the right flux capacitor that's spelled wrong. Otherwise, it's not inventoried correctly. But that's one of the things that we know to do while we're inventorying
Wall-E
sets.
had an issue too. Remember Wall-E?
Yeah, the Wall-E
had an
problem,
issue
yeah,
too.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is super cool set.
Medieval
I love
Marketplace.
this, yeah.
We just sold the Mill Village that came with the Mill Village raid that came with the goats this morning. We didn't sell the goats with it though. Actually, I wanted to show that to you guys, and somebody was walking out the door with it. Right.
How much does the
Right
does
before
the
we got
set sell for
started.
less than one goat?
Oh yeah.
Yes. That Minecraft set is a pretty big deal. That's gotten pretty expensive. Of course, the Death Star, there's not much to say about that. And then that's the Seal Black Pearl we were showing you earlier. A lot of cool little Lego exclusive sets here. This little satellite has gotten very collectible.
Oh, I love this. This is the thing that gifted purchase from the Coliseum last year, right?
Yeah, it was.
I
That's-
remember
that's
seeing that.
Pretty
That's-
interesting that they did the brick built
Right.
courses for that.
Joe Wicker over here is the one that built the Black Gate. Keep an eye on him. You might see him on Lego Masters one
There
day.
we go.
never know.
Yes. Hopefully we'll feature some of your builds on Beyond the Brick as well.
We've got, those are both sealed sets up there, which is kind of surprising. You don't see very many Rock Raiders headquarters or Insectoid sets that big that are still sealed. So,
So now we'll come into, this is kind of the behind the scenes that we're starting here, isn't it?
yeah, fair warning, it's an absolute mess. We really try to keep the store as clean as possible and as organized as possible, but we can only do that by keeping the behind the scenes
As dirty as
absolute
possible.
disasters. Yeah.
Clean, actually.
Yeah. So this is Mark's desk that Justin is sitting at. Don't tell Mark Justin was sitting here. He'll
Oh,
get
boy.
upset. Mark likes to collect the things that we find in Lego collections that are not Lego. So I don't know if that's Bebop or Rocksteady, but
So somebody will come in with just kind of a tub of stuff and you'll pull out all this random stuff that isn't Lego.
Yeah. Yeah, original Luke Skywalker. So Mark likes to collect all that stuff. There's Angie's desk. She handles our behind-the-scenes stuff here. There's Justin, by the way, is our one of our social media guys, and Randy is one of our back-end managers. Andy is inventorying sets over here. Notice his fine kilt. We make most of our inventoriers wear kilts during the day.
Okay. You know,
because
interesting choice, but
they're able to move and inventory sets better. So
Scottish accent.
if you buy inventoried sets from anyone else, they probably didn't wear a kilt while they were inventorying that set.
You sold me now.
So-
And I see we're hard at work editing one of the videos for the YouTube channel here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Atlanta Brickco TV.
There we
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yes.
What everyone says.
Always be plugging. That's the.
That's right. I have a tattoo that says that. Always be plugging.
Cut that out of the
We'll take a look at the studio later on.
All right. So what Andy's working on here is he is going to inventory this set. He's disassembling the pieces for it. This is the Harry Potter game. What's interesting on Bricklink, if you were to type in that set number on Bricklink, it wouldn't come up because this is called gear. This isn't a set, it's considered gear. So you would have to type in G3862 and it would come up. But that's a pretty popular set in high demand, so he's going to inventory that one. He starts out by sorting it by color, then he's going to bag it up and inventory it and all that.
Now, are all the Lego games under gear on Bricklink, or is it just this?
All the Lego games,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. This is our processing table. So what's interesting is the last time you guys were here 2 years ago, this was our birthday party room, and we didn't have desks, and we didn't have a back end. This is all new in the past couple of years since we started selling online. So this is our processing table. When any Lego comes into the store, we put it right here. So here's a base plate that came in, and that one's got a nasty crack in it, which is such a shame because it's probably like a $50 base plate, but now it's a $10 base plate.
Right.
But somebody would still love to buy this and use it as a what we call plate-to-weight condition.
Yep, exactly.
we'll sell that on our website as play toy condition, and it'll just be a lot cheaper.
Or it's ready-made for like a post-apocalypse build, you know, anything that's just kind of run down.
Yeah. So a lot of the things that are in here are things that need to be fixed up before we actually put them out for sale. Like here's the Ecto one, the minifigures are in there. We just need to rebuild the top of it, and we'll probably just put it out for sale. Here's some more games. In fact, Andy, there's another Harry Potter set. So if you're missing any pieces, you can take it out of this one, and then we can maybe put that in our graveyard.
Here's that creation area you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, there's creation area. We didn't even have them on the floor because they're such popular sets that we sold them all probably.
Somebody was asking about that over the weekend.
Over here is our list of sets that we need to inventory. These are our priority sets. All the other sets are in the basement to be inventoried. These are the sets that came in earlier while we were talking. The guy, obviously, he sold them to us.
So Ed sealed the deal here.
Yeah.
Good job, Ed. These are, that's Emily's desk over there. She puts our minifigures online for sale. This is Levi's desk. He inventories sets, and he's getting ready to inventory this set here, which is the Ultra Agents Antimatter set. Antimatter is a really cool looking figure that is unique to the Ultra Agents line, and he's expensive. He's like $20 or $30 now. So those two sets over there that came in, this is how much work we have to put into Lego sets. So this came in yesterday. It's just the box. We spend thousands of dollars a month on boxes so that we can put them out for sale in their original boxes. This box probably goes for $50.
Wow.
Yeah, if you can even buy it, because there's such a hassle to ship and store, as you'll see soon. And then this one came in yesterday. This is the UCS ATST, which is a pretty older set. It's 2006. We got the instructions with it. The instructions themselves are probably $20 or $30. But the problem with it is it only had one leg. What do you do with that, you know? So we have in our graveyard down in our basement, we have, I know in our Star Wars section, we actually have one of these legs down there. So I'm going to go down later today and look for that leg.
Awesome.
Then we can put it in here and maybe have a complete set.
There you go. You get the whole operation going.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a Jack Stone.
Yeah.
Iconic peak Lego right here.
Yeah. One of the reasons Lego almost went out of business. And these are all sets that we just need to inventory. And of course, the sets that we just got in are included in that. And then back here, we've got on all the shelves and stuff are bulk items that we sell online. So I don't know if you can get the scope of how much train track is here.
That's a lot of tubs.
But look up there on that top shelf. That's all rocks and train track.
Wow.
And we have all that online for sale in bulk lots on our website. We sell a lot of bulk tires, bulk windscreens.
Have you ever tried to calculate just the total number of pieces you have in Atlanta Brick Co?
No.
Count every piece.
Yeah. So this old bin right here is the 9-volt track, and we probably have 10 of these bins of 9-volt track. We have a bin of monorail around here somewhere, and it gets bought. I mean, people buy monorail from us a lot. In fact, Lego Masters Season 1 bought all their monorail for their opening segment from us.
Oh, okay.
Not all of their monorail, but a lot of their monorail. It's in here somewhere.
Is that it down there? Or?
I think it's, oh, here it is right here.
Yeah.
See, that whole bin that's all monorail in there. Now, if you come to the store, this is stuff that's in our back end. Like that monorail is not on our website. We don't need to put it on there. People come in and ask for it all the time. It's better to come in during the week to get stuff that's behind the counter because we have more time to get it. On a weekend is when we're really busy. So there's no guarantee that you can come in and ask for monorail.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do our best.
We do our best. And we almost always, like monorail for one is kind of easy to just bring out and sell. But other items might be harder. So like when people build roller coasters, we'll sell all that to somebody within a month, but then we'll restock it, you know. These are our bulk rocks. burps that we sell. These are our custom building kits that we were telling you about, and then we've got other things sorted by type over there that we sell in bulk lots.
So right here's the
online.
most valuable tub in the whole building.
Yeah.
Got Ed inside there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Hence the Ed and Mark. So that is, in a nutshell, that's this room. We did skip our minifigure desk, which is pretty neat. When minifigures come in, we have a lot of minifigure experts that will check the condition of minifigures, and they go right here, and then they check them. If they need to be fixed or they're damaged, they go in here. If they're beyond fixing, they go in here. And as long as they're perfect condition, they go in these sorted bins here. So, for example, what's an older theme that you guys like?
Pirates.
Pirates.
Indiana Jones.
Pirates are right here. So
Okay,
there's
there you
the
go.
pirate figures. There's, always plenty of Imperials in there. Indiana Jones is going to be right here, and you've got some of these golden. Look, there's 3 of those in there. Those are like $30 each now. And then General Dunkachev is in there. He's pretty cool. There's Alpha.
That's pretty cool. Where'd this come from?
That's mine. I had to bring it in for one of our skits. Yeah. Power Miners is always really popular. So anything that's in their sorted bins are ready to go out for sale. We have to update our quantities on our website, and then either put them in storage or put them out on the shelf for sale. So it's a lot of work managing all these minifigures, and it's always a mess. Just sitting right in front of me here is an awesome Lego minifigure, Samakai. He's worth $40, $50, but not in this condition. He's got Sharpie on him, so that's why he's not in the drawer yet.
Your knowledge of the names of each figure is very impressive.
Yeah.
The fact that you can keep track of them.
Us that work here know a lot of the names.
Well, I mean, you know a lot too. I mean, you know his name, right?
Of course, of course. How could you forget the iconic? We were just looking at his kits earlier.
So yeah, this is a lot of fun if you like minifigures, and a lot of people do like minifigures. So
What is this up here?
we found that in a Lego collection. It's a Nintendo Bowser, I guess, and it's really good, good quality. I don't know what it is, but it's just one of those things that you just don't want to throw away because it's so neat.
Someone's going to comment and tell you what it is.
Yes.
Sure.
Like we have 2 Angs here, and they're just not good enough condition to sell. They might have a bite mark in them or a crack, so we can't put them out for sale, unfortunately. It's sad.
Yeah.
This is our DC. We don't have any big DC fans that work here, so that drawer nobody has put away yet. So this is our DC drawer that needs to be put online and then put away, what we call processed.
Look at all these great figures in here, though.
Look, isn't that the really expensive one from the new UCS set? Poison Ivy, Bane. They're great figures.
Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, Dream Batman. Yeah, good stuff. So when Cloud City Boba Fett came in, he was in the Star Wars drawer for a little while. But all of our employees love Star Wars, so this drawer stays pretty well
Gotcha.
taken care of. They also like Ninjago a lot, so Ninjago stays pretty well processed. These are all the ones. This is our hospital. All these figures need to be fixed. There's just something little wrong with them. King Theoden, very expensive minifigure. I mean, he's missing a hand, but I don't see anything else. So, but we look at them pretty detailed.
Right.
So we make sure they're mint condition before we go sell.
I love this set down here. This is the Viking set. That's one of the themes I would love for them to bring back, is some kind of Viking scene. And it's so obvious. It's a Danish company. I can't believe they haven't done more with the Vikings.
Well, I heard that they're coming out with a Viking creator set. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
With a buildable sale. Yeah. So these sets are sets that just need one piece, and we either have to try to find them or order them off of Bricklink. Chances are we've ordered these parts off Bricklink. There's a killer Kingdom's Castle right there. I know this one, we need this sticker right here, and it's not available on Bricklink, and we can't find it, so we'll find it someday. You were talking about we need to make a list of parts.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah. This one you were talking about, the Vikings set, there's a bushing, a half bushing, and it's black. And it only came in this set. It goes to the mini dragon in there. And we're missing one, and you cannot buy it on Bricklink.
Oh my.
So it's gonna sit here for
Until
we
somebody
find
shows
it.
up with one.
Yeah.
If you're watching this video and want to get rid of one, you know, stop in at the store.
We've got a Sopwith camel back here.
Such an awesome set.
And this is a really cool set here. We just need, I think we're missing a couple pieces for it. Right there. That tells us what we're missing. And this was autographed by the set designer, Brickmaster Jamie from Lego Masters, Jamie Berard.
That's super cool.
And I'm not going to sell that one. I'm going to keep that in my personal collection.
There you go.
This is kind of even further into our back end.
That's what I love about the store. It just keeps going and going. It's
This
just
is-
more and more.
We're not going to show everything, but because it's just a mess. But this is our,
Refrigerator.
I call this our minifigure graveyard. So when minifigures come in and they're just parts and we can't put them out and sell them, or they're not complete, we sort them by theme and we put them in the graveyard.
You've got Marvel
So-
bad, Marvel good.
Yeah. Marvel bad, Marvel good, DC good, DC bad, DC bad. Batman gets 2 drawers. That's
Wow.
all Batman himself.
I mean, that's just because Batman's so awesome.
And if you look at that. That's one, and it's all Batman. I mean, it's just layers and layers.
No other superhero gets 2 of their own tubs.
And then here's another one, and it's all Batman. And again, it's just layers and layers of Batman. And then Lord of the Rings Hobbit. I mean, this is a beautiful thing if you're into Lego minifigures.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like Lego minifigures or not.
Oh, for sure, yeah. No, like those Lord of the Rings figures were so cool.
And we do try to keep these sorted. So there's Gandalf, all of our Gandalf parts.
Look at the babies here. It's all these tiny little torsos.
This is Harry Potter animals. There's the Hungarian Horntail. You know how expensive he is, but you got to have all his parts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Hungarian Horntails in there, but they're not complete, so we're not going to sell them. Pirates of the Caribbean drawer, lots of those. That's all Harry Potter, and that's all Harry Potter. Of course, you've got the cave troll there, and you can't sell him if you don't have his clothes for him. We're not going to sell naked cave trolls. And there could be complete minifigures here. So what I'll do every now and then is, and I love to do this, is I'll take home an entire theme, sort them by character, and then pitch into our Build-A-Fig any damaged parts and any mint parts keep, and then build mint condition figures out of them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Minecraft down there.
Nobody wants to bring the Chima parts home, so they're starting to overflow. And then over here we were showing you our CMF mystery minifigures. These are all the ones that we have online for sale. So for example, there's Series 17 and there's the Gladiator. Those are all for sale. The weightlifter. We've got Series 1 all the way up to whatever the latest series are. There's Looney Tunes up there. These are animal parts and bulk animals that are complete. So have you ever seen that many Lego polar bears?
I have not, no.
It's the first time for everything. Sharks, alligators. We have all this online for sale. Exotic animals, that sounds pretty good.
Yes, it does.
All right, we got camels. There's a few in there. That's the Black Panther. Even the new lion, look at that. Quite a few. Sabretooth, that's sweet right there. So, small exotic, I could only imagine what's in there.
I see some brick separators over there, but I feel like you've got to have way more than that.
We do, yeah. We have lanyards that we give away at conventions that we put the brick separators on.
Okay.
So we save most of them for that. Over here behind you is more animals here. These are Friends horses right there, Friends ponies. There's horse bardings. This might get some people excited.
It gets me very excited.
We do sell these on our website, and they're all in good condition. If they're not in good condition, like usually these clips will break off very easily. We just give them to Mark.
The original Castle Bro.
One of the benefits of working at Atlanta Brick Co. Painted horses are pretty
that's super
unique,
cool.
and there's a barding in there. Put that in there. So it's just these are all original white horses.
Wow.
Over here is pretty cool. These dinosaurs lose parts really easy. So these are just incomplete dinosaurs. So there's an Indominus Rex, and he's not incomplete, but he's not in mint condition, which is why he's not out for sale. But there's lots of Indominuses in there and other dinosaurs that may not be in the best condition. This is all original dragons and dinosaurs.
I always love these like trans neon orange wings. That's such a cool character there.
Yeah, love that. In fact, I like it so much, I've got a whole gallon bag of them. This one right here is a really cool
I remember
one.
that.
The Asian Oriental dragon. He had the chrome head, which here's a chrome head, but it's missing one of the antlers is broken off.
We have a complete one out in the case, I think.
Maybe.
Or we did.
So because that's been broken off, that's been sitting back here for 4 years. I mean, what do you do with it? You know, we don't like selling things that aren't perfect. So we want people to know what they're getting. If you look up here, these are a lot of just bulk parts. This is superfluous Star Wars figures, parts that are sorted that we need to go complete figures out of. And clones specifically, all those are clone parts.
Just the amount of figure parts there is insane.
Those are all legs up there. And then our Star Wars graveyard is right here, and it's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let me give you a little taste of what's in here. A lot of them still need to be sorted, but I was telling you we had a lot of battle droids, which we do, but these are the incomplete battle droids. These are so easy. I just, every now and then I'll give these to a kid and say, hey, just build battle droids.
Look at that.
You know? Here's the rocket droids, droidicas. So there's all those. And then those are all Cadoos from Naboo. And down here we have Jabba the Hutts. This is the Boga that Obi-Wan Kenobi rode. There's all dewbacks in here. And there are more Tauntauns, enough Tauntauns here to open a Tauntaun burger joint. And then even Rancors, which are really hard to complete because their fingers fall off. And then Wampas.
Wow, so many of even like individual characters from Star Wars here.
Yeah. So, and then we sell bulk windscreens, sorted by color on our website. And you can see more of those right here. We have trans black up there. There's some more brick separators.
Oh, there you go.
And then these are, when we need to find parts, these are all stickered parts, sorted by type. So if we needed to find one of these are all slopes with stickered parts on them. These are really all for our own reference. When we're completing sets, we can come just pull these out and find parts pretty easily.
We're serious about Lego.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't noticed, really.
We don't play.
These are
sometimes we play.
that's trans clear windscreens. We sell these in bulk on our website. You can just buy a pound of trans clear windscreens, and they sell pretty good. And then this is our bulk Lego. So when we get bulk Lego in, we just dump it in here. This is a huge bin that's on wheels. And like this needs to go down to our basement. We wheel it down to our basement so that our sorters can go through and pull the trash out. So there's a Mega Bloks thing that'll just go in the trash can. But right here is a Power Miners
Yeah, I
Rock
remember those,
Monster
yeah.
head. And that's really good, you know? So I'm actually going to take that.
Yeah, 'cause you always find the bodies, you never find the top of the heads.
I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in our Power Miners
Okay.
drawer over here.
Look at getting work done while recording the video.
Yeah. Power Miners drawers right here. See that?
Bodies with no heads on.
So we'll be able to add that to one of these rock monsters and we'll have it. Now he's in here and we have a bunch of these in here because he has this flame piece that is so hard to find. A lot of people don't know what's Lego. They probably throw it away.
Gotcha.
I have 2 right now. I keep all this, my inventory in my head. I have 2 of these, so I'm waiting. My guys in my sorting room, they know to bring me that 3rd one when they find it. And they'll find it.
The inventory in your head must just be incredible.
These are our space figures. I brought these home recently and sorted them. That's all the Galaxy Squad there. You've got just massive bags of everything. That's all Space Police. But every theme looks like that. So we've got Ice Planet, Spirius, you name it. These are special sets that only Angie will inventory, our older sets, because the pieces are just so unique that she handles those. They're on another level. They're not just anybody can inventory those sets.
Right.
You've got to really know what you're looking at because the older pieces are different from the newer pieces. So.
That makes sense.
And
so
then,
let's see, coming back out to the
yeah,
main
there's
area.
one more thing I'll show you back here. This is our inventory of figures here to go out on the shelves for sale. So these are mostly online, not all of them, but mostly. And this is where we keep our complete mint condition figures that we sell online and in our store. So speaking of Power Miners, there's 2 bags of those guys.
Big old monsters.
Yep. And then you've got your regular guys here, and then your smaller rock raiders there. And we have a theme for complete minifigures, a drawer for all of them. So you said you like pirates. There's our Imperials.
Yes. Here,
pretty-
the Islanders here.
Pretty good looking stuff here.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah. There's Angry Birds, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The shields, look at that.
Yeah, I love Shields. Castle is one of my favorites. Love medieval stuff.
Look at all these different themes represented. The Lion Knights. Look at all of these different castle themes over the years. So cool.
A lot of times when I'm ordering Lego off of Bricklink, I won't meet the minimum requirement to buy that one piece I need. So I'll go to their Shields and see what they got. And I'll just order Shields and throw them in here. These are headgear, legs, torsos, heads, armor. It's kind of neat. Pneumatics. Capes. And this drawer is great. I mean, you know how hard it is to get capes.
Yeah, cloth,
This is
Lego,
just-
anything. It's so cool.
Tons of capes in here.
Oh, this is like the truck cover from Indiana Jones.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff there. And you can come in the store, you can call and ask if we have stuff, if you're looking for rare stuff. We'll do our best to help you, but if we've got a customer at the counter that we're helping, they come first. You know, if we got to give customer service in person. There's only so much we can do. We're a small mom and pop shop. It's me and Ed, Joe.
I mean, Ed can move pretty fast, but
He is. He can move fast.
What we're talking
Yeah.
about is somebody comes in with a list of parts to complete something, and they have a list, and we have to go back here and search for those rare parts. Usually what I do is I'll direct them to the table. Hey, dude, you'll find it on the table. Oh, I don't want to spend the time looking on the table. Okay, well, I got to take my time away from the customer to look for you. So the parts back here are a little bit more. They're priced per piece, and typically what we keep back here is rare parts, not common parts.
Right.
I mean, we do have some common, but the common ones are on the table. And that's what
This
Chris
is
talking about.
this is an example of our antenna drawer here. These are new and used parts. They're all mixed together. Everything's sorted by color. This is just as much for us as it is our customers, because we need to find these parts all the time when we're inventorying sets. But customers will come up all the time and they'll ask for parts, and if we have time, we get them for them. But we do ask that customers be patient with us, and they can call and ask for stuff too. But if we have to look for parts for you, it's gonna cost more money. So it's just time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's understandable for customers.
Yeah. So if you're in the store and you want us to get some parts for you and you don't mind waiting, we'll just get some Chick-fil-A tea here, and we can pour you a cup of tea and you can wait. That's down south.
That's just how it is.
Southern
It's a southern
Down south,
hospitality
we carry
thing.
Chick-fil-A tea around us everywhere we go. So I think that kind of covers
The
it.
organized minifig things that we did over there.
Oh, we didn't go over that yet, huh? So this is our minifigure parts organization. For example, these are unique lightsaber hilts here. So you've got some chrome ones in there. You've got Dooku's curved hilt in there. It's all in alphabetical order. Here's crystals, which are pretty cool. A lot of people love crystals. There's that chrome green crystal that is like a $10 bill right there, that chrome green one. And then one of my favorites is, here's great swords. Those are always fun.
Chrome silver type
And
stuff.
the coins,
Yeah.
Chris.
And the coins, there's Lord of the Rings rings. Those are always good. There's my coin hoard there. These are expensive. I mean, you can buy them from us for sure, but they're not cheap. I mean, they're not pennies, they're, I mean, it's gold.
Yeah, exactly. You're like Smog over here.
Yeah. Every accessory you could think of, these are those Atlantis treasure tokens. Those are actually pretty unique. I mean, they only one came in each set.
Great colors, yeah.
Yeah. Backpacks.
Chains.
Zamispheres, and then basically we do have everything on our wall. We have a Bricklink store that's in the basement. That's all brand new stuff. This is all new and used stuff that is not online for sale. Our Bricklink stuff is online for sale.
Got all your projectiles and launchers here. At the beginning of all the instruction booklets, they've got the instruction not to shoot somebody in the eye.
Cheese slopes. So if you want to go look at our stuff in the basement.
Perfect,
we can
yeah,
show you
let's go
that.
down there and take a look.
All right, here we are in the basement. The basement is a lot of things, but mostly it's just storage. We're just storing Lego down here. These are the Star Wars planets.
That is so cool.
This is stuff we try to keep these shelves empty so we can just kind of throw stuff on here to be put away later. When we have empty boxes that come in, we put them over here so that they can be broken down by our box expert. And our box expert can then put them away. And I'm not kidding. We have a box expert. He knows anytime we need a box, it's like, hey, do you think we have this box? Yeah, we probably have it. So we give $1 store credit per box, as long as it's within reason. And we keep the boxes down here. We use these for ourselves. We don't really sell them. If we can inventory a set and put it in its original box, then it'll sell better and it'll look better.
Yeah.
And it truly is a complete set. So we've got all these organized by theme down here. Some of these boxes, most of these are going to be less than $1 if we actually had to buy one. But some of them are more expensive,
the bigger,
modular
more expensive
boxes,
sets, right.
the harder to get ones. So we've got them all organized by theme, and it's just an absolute monster to keep track of.
I would imagine.
But while we're talking about them, I'll just kind of show you the scope of them. That's all Star Wars there. And then these are all sorted by theme here. And
this is
then
just
it
an
wraps
insane amount
around-
of cardboard.
Wraps around here too. And we don't make money storing boxes. Space is very expensive. So we are gonna go through them soon and just throw away a lot of them because we just don't need them. This is our Bricklink store down here. We use this scale here to count thousands of pieces at a time. don't love Bricklink, but it's like a necessary evil. We love Bricklink, but we don't love selling on Bricklink because it's a necessary evil. Like these parts are a couple cents each, and we got to sort them and count them, and it's a lot of work. But we buy from ourselves on Bricklink a lot, and it kind of helps us offset some of the costs involved of running a storefront. So. Especially when the storefront's not busy, maybe our Bricklink store will be busy.
Right, yeah. Like you said, it's during the week.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's not maybe people coming in.
Yeah. So we do like 5 to 10 orders a day, and it's all sorted by part and by color. We've probably got about 1 million pieces on Bricklink. It's not. It's probably a middle of the road store. There's some huge stores on there.
1 million
now.
pieces is a lot. That's impressive.
Yeah, and there are some great things here. Look, there's
Ooh.
the metallic gold 2x2s. I remember parting those out. We got the Christmas ornaments spheres that had those in them back when Lego.com clearanced them out like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. But everything, if you're familiar with Bricklink, everything is organized by Bricklink type. Now we're in the process of reorganizing our basement, so this is here temporarily, and we don't 100% know what to do with them. But we started identifying sealed bags. We have lots and lots of sealed bags. These are all sealed bags from Speed Champions. And we've got the set number written on it and stuff like that. We get sealed bags in almost every Lego collection we buy. These are Castle sealed bags.
That's so interesting to me. I guess people just don't finish building a set, basically, and they'll just...
Yeah, they just open up a couple of bags and, and take the figures out, and they don't build the set. So that's all Harry Potter there. We're not. It's a lot of work identifying what set those seal bags came from.
Yeah, you gotta have like a really good eye for.
How do you sell them? So we'll do something with them someday.
Tub of colored plates here. Tiles. Brick everywhere.
The Bricklink is, we only sell new parts on Bricklink. We don't want to get into selling used parts. We could, and it would, and I'm sure they would sell, but condition of used parts varies so much. Right. It's easier just selling new parts, and it's hard to get new Lego pieces. So we don't add much to Bricklink, so we're not too focused on that. But what we're getting into here is our graveyard. And this is our Duplo graveyard right here. So it's kind of like a used car lot. When we need a part, we just go down and get
pull from this?
The junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we need a Duplo piece, we come to the Duplo graveyard. We have a graveyard for every theme. This is the Star Wars graveyard right here. It starts here and it goes over to right about here. And I was showing you that set upstairs that we got in, the UCS ATST, and it was missing a leg. And we have it, that leg's in here.
And you just remember that because it came in at some point in the past?
Yeah, we've had it for a few years now. And it's in one of these boxes, I don't know which one. But there are, I know it's not this box. This is, with the exception of the ARC 170 here. This is all Death Stars.
Oh, okay.
And they're such beasts to put back together in inventory that we just keep them in the graveyard from when we need the parts for them. But the graveyard gets a little out of hand, so every now and then I'll just take all the parts and just kind of clean out the graveyard and just put them on our pick-a-brick table. And people really like to come in and...
Oh, that's true. I'm sure that's a good time to go.
Get those half-built sets.
Yeah.
There's the Chima graveyard. I could probably dump all that on the pick-a-brick table. There's the sports graveyard. You got all those cool,
Soccer plates.
Soccer plates. The DC graveyard looks awfully black because of Batman, dark gray and black. Marvel. Friends is actually huge because it's so easy to spot the Friends parts because of their colors. So Friends starts over there and it goes all the way over here and it's overflowing over here. Yeah. And these are some of our older boxes that we don't want to break down, So there's some that date back to the 60s.
Yeah.
And that one actually has pieces.
It's like being in the archives in Billings.
Yeah.
It's seen all these old sets.
There's I don't know why that's in the graveyard, but it is. I think there's 2 greengrocers over here. with instructions. The instructions themselves are probably worth over $100. So there's a lot of work to do down here.
The aisles sometimes get very small here.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is an area here that we're transforming into our t-shirt shop. We have a commercial t-shirt printer coming. It's a direct-to-garment printer that prints directly onto the shirt. And the quality of our t-shirts that we sell is going to be a lot
Okay.
a lot better. And we're going to run it as a separate business, so we'll be able to print t-shirts one-off. We'll have special designs. So like Mark sells his own t-shirts on his website. We'll be able to start making them for him, and then other local businesses.
Yeah,
So-
very cool.
Those should be here in a week or two.
Maybe we can work with you guys to get an exclusive Beyond the Brick shirt,
Yeah.
only available
Oh,
at
yeah.
Atlanta Brick Co.
Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, BTB. These are some of our older graveyards. Ooh, look at that. That's Castle
Oh, yeah.
right there. That's that dark forest we were talking about earlier. That's the Castle graveyard. Classic Space Graveyard. That is a beautiful set. Not sure why that's in there, but we should probably look at completing that. There's another one. There's two of them in there.
You just walk around during this video realizing how much more work you didn't even realize needs to.
Yeah, I did. I just went through like the Atlantis graveyard because those sets aren't as valuable, and I just dumped lots of pieces on the pick-a-brick table. So these sets are sets that we need to inventory. You guys were here like 2 years ago doing a tour, and these same sets were sitting here 2 years ago.
Oh boy.
So we are so backed up that we just can't. You saw the list of sets that we had to do upstairs. Well, they're not moving. They're just sitting here. Every now and then we'll come down, like we need Marvel sets right now, so we got all the Marvel sets out. But this one I know has been there for a few years.
Here's an old looking box here.
Another one of those
Some
gears
more
sets.
gears, yeah.
Actually, that's the same set that was back there, so we could probably take the two and get a complete one out
Complete
of
it.
Yeah. These are more sets that need to be inventoried. Now this whole section is new since you guys were here last. This is our disassembly room. So what we do is when we identify sets that we want to inventory and make a certified pre-owned set, we bring it down here and we have high school boys take the sets apart, clean them, sort them by color, and then put them on the shelf here. Then they'll go upstairs and they'll be inventoried, and our inventoriers can do it quicker. Not everybody can inventory a set. If you got ADHD, forget about it. We were talking earlier. There's 50% of the people like to buy sets built. 50% like to put them together. 50% of the people can inventory a set. 50% of the people don't have that attention to detail and can't do it. So it takes two different people, one to disassemble it sort of by color, and then another one to inventory it. So the people who can inventory it can do it faster if they take it and do the legwork.
Got it.
So these are the sets. We're kind of backed up right now. We just got these in. These are pretty sweet ones. That's the
Ooh, yeah, very
Ghostbusters
nice.
Firehouse, which somebody's going to see on this video and ask us 2 years from now if we still have this. And maybe we will. But hopefully we'll get to that sooner than later because we know that's going to sell pretty quick. So this is the disassembly room. Over here is where we assemble our own sets. So like this is Ed's claw machine that we were talking about earlier. That's the BFF Battle Mac. And then we've got, these are all different sets that we have. This one right here is a new one we've got coming out that we haven't, I got all the parts for it. It just takes a long time to put the parts together into kits. So that's Crankshaft. He drove the Toxic Titan from Lego Masters that Mark, and Steven made, the monster truck. That they won that episode. That's the driver with a mohawk.
You got some great like Borderlands
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah. So that one we've got a popular baby mech kit that we've been selling for years. We just made the assault helicopter and tank, and Mark is designing all those sets.
Awesome.
So-
Yeah.
These are all parts that we've ordered. I'm sure you've heard of Toy Pro. They're one of the big sellers on Bricklink. These are all Bricklink parts that have come in. We buy So we place just as many Bricklink orders as we sell. So
It's insane that with all of this inventory that you have, that you're buying that much still on Bricklink.
yeah, well, with the new parts, with our kits that we put together, we have to sell. We have to put brand new parts in them. This is a modular castle kit that we're coming out with.
Oh wow!
We have had this in the works. This instruction sheet was made 4 years ago by Mark. And because he's a castle fan, I'm a castle fan, and we're like, hey, let's make a castle kit that you can buy sections of and make it as big as you want. But it takes so many parts. This is one kit. This is just one, that's going to be a sidewall. So this is one of these sidewalls, and you'll be able to buy just that if you want, or buy that with the gatehouse and etc. So
Very cool.
Probably be another few months before we get that out. This is where Justin works.
Deep in the bowels here of the operation is the studio.
This is as far back as we could get him, yeah.
Like, we'll stick him down there.
This is where we film our episodes of Between the Studs that I was telling you about, and they just filmed an episode this morning on talking to Mark and Steven about the Lego Masters season finale. So
awesome.
They'll give you some behind-the-scenes stuff on that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's a nice little, you got all these cool banners hung up here.
Yeah, people ask us all the time if these are for sale, and I'm like, no way. We don't want to do that.
It's nice you guys have the studio space now, so is YouTube something you guys are really trying to build up then and do more with that?
Yes, because we aren't worried about monetizing it.
Okay.
We are our own sponsor. So we want to get people in our store from YouTube, not necessarily make money on it. So everything that we talk about on YouTube is stuff that you can come see here in the store. So we actually have a very small subscriber base, but they're loyal enough to come into the store all the time. So it's a way to communicate with our customers.
Gotcha.
This is our sorting room here. So last time you guys were here, we really didn't sell much online. And now we are, Will, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Thank you.
Hey, you cleaned up in here. Thank you, Will.
That's what I'm doing now.
Oh, yeah.
This shelf right here is maps.
He knew the camera was coming.
All right, so I guess it's getting to be that time of afternoon already where our guys are getting out of school. Will and Will, your name has to be Will in order to sort Lego here.
It's Will squared down here in the sort room.
Will Arnett, if you're watching, we would let you come sort Lego here. It might even pay you. So I showed you the big bins that we have upstairs. Don't toss any brick around right now. Just give us a minute.
No, you want that authentic sound in the background.
Yeah, we don't hear enough of that. So this is one of those big bins that we wheel down here. If you look in around, look at that. It's one of those old rock pieces.
Yeah.
Really good pieces in here. So what these guys are doing, there's one you might recognize.
The Galador piece?
Galador McDonald's piece.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
thought that's what it looked like.
So these guys will fill up their bins full of the Lego. They'll take trash and non-Lego pieces and throw them out.
Look at all those bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Separators are.
There's like just looking in here, that looks like Lego, right? That's actually not Lego. So that's going to
Gotcha.
go in the trash. We used to donate this to Goodwill or anybody that wanted it, but we ended up getting it back mixed in with Lego collections, and then we've got to sort it again. So we throw it away now, and we never want to see it again.
Gotcha.
These guys are taking out anything that we don't want to put in our bulk Lego, such as those gold coins that we're hoarding. This is...
Minifigures.
I've been looking for this.
Yeah, I found that a couple days ago. That's
I've
a
been
really
looking
good
for this. This is the green armored dragon from the fantasy era. I have one upstairs missing his tailpiece, so now I can complete him.
Do you put like bounty on certain pieces so like if they find it then they get a bonus?
Don't
if
give
they
these
can
guys any ideas! That is a good idea though, yeah.
It makes them look harder, you know?
Yeah, we've got rare parts here. Now, these guys just do their best to put rare parts in here. They miss a lot of them, and they'll put them in here. Like, this is an example of some stuff that Will's gone through already.
Yeah.
This is good stuff that you're going to get in your bulk Lego if you order from us. I mean, that piece there has got to be pretty good one. All these.
These we originally washed in the dishwasher, but they're too small to fit on the rack, so sometimes they have a risk of falling off. So that's why we put them in bulk more often.
Yeah, we keep the 16x16s and sell them separately, but the 8x16s now we are putting in our bulk Lego.
Gotcha.
So our bulk Lego is really good.
Great, yeah.
We're selling about 50 pounds a day. You can go on our website and buy it. It's one of the best deals on the internet. It truly is. If you Google bulk Lego, we should be the #1 organic result or close to it. So what these guys do is they fill up these tubs with our bulk Lego. They're putting it in these laundry bags. We're washing it in the washing machine here. Front end load or a top load with no agitator. That's what works best. And we've got our homemade magic dishwashing detergent.
Your own detergent even.
Yeah, we make it all natural with Arm & Hammer, baking soda, distilled vinegar, and lemon juice. Put a little bit of lavender in there for scent and relaxation while you're building with Lego. And I'm serious.
It comes all ready for you to have a relaxing experience.
And so then we wash it and we put it on the rack to dry. Now, if you are doing this at home, you have to put vinegar in, or you could use fabric softener as the fabric softener, because that gets rid of the human hair.
Okay.
If you don't, you're gonna have static cling after you wash it, and the hair won't wash off the Lego and down in the drain.
Oh.
But this removes the hair. If you put it in as the fabric softener, it removes the hair from the Lego.
So do you make this concoction yourself because it's best for the Lego, or?
It's best for people.
Okay.
So,
okay.
you know, laundry detergents just have a lot of chemicals in them. I use regular laundry detergent, but not everybody does.
Okay.
So this is safe and effective
Gotcha.
for everybody. So
Yeah,
and it works.
it makes sense.
So yeah, we use the dishwasher for base plates. So all these base plates need to be washed. We wash them in here, and then we dry them on the racks here, and then we put them up here once they're clean and dry. And then eventually somebody might bring them upstairs and we can sell them. So once they get done with, these are all the minifigures that they've pulled out of the bulk Lego. And you've got some great stuff in here. There's Captain Phasma, that's fantastic. Of course she didn't have her pauldron on her.
I pulled those out because they're complete figures.
Oh, great. Yeah, here, put that with it. Got some really good stuff, adventures stuff, but this all will go to our minifigure graveyard and then later on to be completed.
Gotcha.
So. And there's another Wampa over there we can add to our Wampa
You needed
army.
more of those. Didn't look like you had
Yeah.
enough.
And then this is where we put our bulk items once we're done pulling them out. So this is the minifigures, wheels, plants. If you take a look at the plants here, that's one of our really good sellers online. We sell bulk plants. You can get a whole pound for $45. It's like a gallon bag full.
You can order all the plants you need.
Yeah, and then if you don't want, our used Lego is very good, our bulk Lego. But if you don't want used Lego, we do sell brand new bulk Lego on our website. It's more expensive, of course, because it's brand new bulk. But these are boxes, 20-pound boxes, and I think they're $15 a pound. But it's all brand new bulk Lego. And I think that's it.
You think that after this like marathon set, this was supposed to be just an update video from our previous tour,
Yeah.
which we made a couple of years ago. You should check that one out as well if you haven't seen it, because you'll probably be totally different stuff that was on display then.
Yeah.
So it's like a different experience. But no, this was great. I'm so glad we could spend all this time going through everything and seeing some of the new stuff that you guys have done here.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a podcasting studio, all sorts of new operations going on and everything. So it's certainly a very impressive space here, and it's a very unique thing you offer, that someone can come in and have this much physical Lego.
Yeah, yeah. And we do tours of the basement, which people love to see. But again, it's kind of like pulling parts off the wall upstairs. If we're not available to do the tour, then you can't get one. So you could ask for one.
So for people watching at home, what's the website again for Atlanta Brick Co. if they want to find stuff online, and then if they want to visit in person, what's the best way to do that?
If you can't find us right away, just Google it. and it'll come right up.
Okay.
We're at the top, but it's atlbrick.com.
Perfect. Yeah. And so everyone watching, you can find all the information you want there about Atlanta Brick Co. Highly recommend coming in here and checking this store out. Just every year it gets better and better. They add more stuff. They expand their operations. More people coming in and working here. If you're ever in the Atlanta area for anything, passing through this area, or even just, make this the destination of your whole trip as well. It's worth that. It's a really cool place to visit. So check them out online. We'll put a link in the description to their website as well, where you can just click on that and find all the information there. But thank you so much for taking us around, giving us a whole nother big tour here. Thank you for all the work you put into the amazing LEGO Masters finale party last night. So we're just recording this the day after that. We did a whole live stream from there as well. So if you haven't seen that, you can see the whole live stream we did with lots of Mark and Steven's relatives and friends who were there. If you've watched and followed along with LEGO Masters this most recent season too. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. I'm sure we'll be back to Atlanta Brick Co. at some point in the future.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.